Hello, everyone. Oh, all the cameras are really out of line. What the shit? Why are they so out of line? I don't.
Oh, it's because you have Kluft as Kluft.
No, it's not, because that's a cover-up. That's a cover.
The eyes of Sauron are staring back at my soul still.
Oh, it's because... hang on. Hello, everybody. Small technical hiccup, because Midgeman is a numpty. And that is because there is no camera on. No, that didn't change the order, so...
No, it's a U, so that's the last in the alphabet.
I'm not taking blame for that.
No,
I'm not to blame
it's
for
not
anything.
you. It's me. It's me, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's
it is
all...
you. Yeah, I'm so used to just taking blame. Oh, just blame discourse every time.
I mean, I like to think
in fact your fault.
Yes. I mean, I like to think I'm in my normal spot now because I'm playing the lizard person now, so I feel like I'm normal now. I'm like, this is normal for me.
Why is...
You're being a lizard person now?
Yeah, I'm Drakel. I'm in Drakel's slot.
No, it's like even the alignments are wrong. This is why I'm like, what?
Apparently,
you drank
Discourse
potion.
is the game master for this game now.
Yeah.
All right.
And Red Snoop.
You're welcome to my game, bitches.
Roach doesn't even appear on any of the fake webcams. It's like...
No, he's not there. Doesn't exist anymore.
Why? What?
Honest, that's
Oh,
always
I know
the
what it
thing.
is. No one's streaming the game in the chat.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah, you're
on.
missing somebody out. Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
No, you're fine.
I've got it. I got it. I got it. There we go. There we're all back now.
having too much fun backstage. Y'all didn't see it. We were chatting, we were laughing, we were joking away, talking about all sorts of juice, and then nobody did the actual work.
Yeah, as
Hey,
always.
hey now. I totally.
You're a rock star.
You're fucking correct, but
I speak
can't-
only the
She's
truth.
taking an online quiz up to like 2 minutes before we went live.
look. Okay.
And then Brandon got his dinner.
Announcing the results,
Listen, I'm just here so I don't get fined at this point. That's all I'm
I
here
mean,
for.
I got contractual obligations.
Anyway, everybody, welcome to another episode of Zweihander the
I'm
Great
here for the
Schism.
tax write-off.
You know what? Roach. Fucking, that's so true. What is Zweihander the Great Schism?
We're playing. Well, okay, you said the name. We're playing Zweihander.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
a grimdark fantasy game. You can buy it. There's a new starter set out. It's pretty cheap for what you get. Honestly, take a look at it. And apparently, also, the guy who makes it, Daniel D. Fox, has now left his previous position and is now going full time back to
Game design.
developing
Yeah.
game design. So he's starting to. He wants to make more things for Zweihander directly. So that's kind of cool. So that might turn into something.
What I
Yeah,
will say
Daniel.
as well, because of the starter set being so good, it makes a really good Christmas present, and that is very much on the cards for a lot of people right now. So if you know someone who likes TTRPGs, you've got a Christmas present for them.
If you know someone who likes dice games,
Yeah.
buy them Zweihander.
And
And for the love of God, want them to stop playing D&D.
yeah, Mikey,
Oh.
you have an update for us as well.
I do. So, for all of you out there who enjoy your podcast formats, you can now find all of Trakoga Nights, including the epilogue, all of the Eleanor Chronicles Season 1, the Rival Zone Special, Elite Dangerous, and Night City Terrors One Shot. All of that is now available on all of our podcast platforms. You can find us on Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Casts, and Google Podcasts. So if any of your preferred podcasting networks are on there, you can find the podcast there, and you can feel free to listen to our sexy voices while we're playing games.
Look
Great
at that!
stuff.
Someone that's good at uploading a podcast. Anyway, without
I wasn't
further-
gonna say it,
You know
but
what
you
they
did.
say about podcast listeners, don't you? Like podcast listeners are like the best audience to have ever. They're the most like involved people. That's what they. That's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
best
listen to
fans.
so many podcasts.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I was just really bad at uploading one. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with tonight's broadcast. We just got the Bane in, like, breathe in from Roach Inhaler.
I was born from the
my bad.
darkness,
Such a bad
molded
timing.
by it.
I
I was
only have
bored.
to use that once every couple of months, but that has to be on camera.
Yeah. Born from the darkness, molded by it.
Just give me a minute so I don't pass out.
No, all good.
All right.
Let's talk about Chop.
Please don't. So,
You want to pass out or not, Raj? Give us a chocolate time.
So, last week a lot of things happened, but that's not going to be pertinent to the beginning part of this episode as we go back to a house fire in progress.
Is that just a description of discourse, or
Yeah.
Surely dumpster fire is
also
more...
a house is on fire and Kluft is there.
Oh
So-
yeah, well, incidentally.
Incidentally.
Just a.
Yeah, so I
we
think
go back a day and a half in the game.
so I missed last week, so I have no idea what happened last week. So you can all tell me later once I put out this fire and save my property. Well, somebody's property anyway. So where we last
Find out.
we last held it, my the sort of house that we had rescued from the local crime lord who had been assassinated by our rat assassins who are just kind of following us around for fun.
Yeah.
And we took the property. It got lit on fire by angry residents of the local area because we had a little bit of a gambling mishap during the big launch of our casino.
Murdered a dozen people.
someone got a little handsy?
Well, we don't have any evidence that there was a murder that occurred. Just a little,
There's
a
handsy,
single
not
missing
handsy.
hand. A single hand does not an entire massacre make. So.
Pile of teeth.
But anyway, some local, probably sore losers, I would suspect, have thrown a Molotov cocktail through the window. So I think that you had mentioned, Roach, that there is a well outside the back of the house. There's kind of like a little adjoining courtyard.
Yeah,
there is a
central
well.
well for this little block.
Yeah. So as a peasant, as someone who has grown up around a lot of wooden structures, especially very rickety ones, that I do know that fire is really, really dangerous in wooden areas. So I'm gonna go rush to the well. Unfortunately, I think I just sent off my little rat folk to go fetch the rest of the party. So I'm alone here in this. Oh no! I had fetched. They are off to find the sausage in a bun man, because we're going to be doing a big relaunch tonight. Yeah.
The few that were still around, because most of them went off to go and dispose of the former patrons of your gambling den.
No.
And,
That was my fault. I should have been there. I should have been there to guide them. They didn't understand, you know.
as they play the cups in the center.
Like, so far, they're doing exactly what Big Tail would have done, who's Kluft's kind of spirit animal in this entire venture.
We'll see how close Kluft can emulate
Big Tail,
So-
yeah.
So yeah, no, there's a central well, and you're alone.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm going to rush and pull the well, hold on. So before I actually rush off, so the Molotov bottle was thrown. Did it
Yes.
smash and like crack and
Yes.
fire go over? Okay, cool. So there was there's a brief window there where I might have picked up the bottle and thrown it out out the window. If there was still an intact bottle, you know. But I'll go for the well and try and throw water over the fire, and hopefully it's not a grease fire.
Okay.
Rush for the fire extinguisher.
That makes sense. So I'm gonna need you, just because you're trying to be quick about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go ahead and have you make a. Let me just double check this, because they have changed a couple of things around here. Gonna need you to make a coordination check to quickly get out of the house, scamper over to the well, and start there. And we're just gonna see how this goes, and that'll dictate other things going on.
Sure. Uh-oh, I do not have coordination trained. Jeez. Okay, let's see.
Hot cheese.
Can I spend a reroll, guys? I rolled a 98.
98.
We're not with you, but please survive.
I ain't promising nothing. Can I spend one of those rerolls, please?
Well, let's see here. Because of the way it works now, you're tapping into last week's rerolls. So they only
Okay.
they only used one last week, and so technically I have one on my end. So yes, you can spend a reroll, so I'll have 2 on my end. Here.
Okay, I do not want to have a 98 on this roll to try and put the fire out. So let's see. Hey, that's more like it. That's a 12. That's a 12.
So you
Yeah.
so you quickly, without falling over any of the piles of refuse or slip in a pile or a puddle of blood in the dirt, you get
Tomato ketchup. It's tomato. Smashed tomato.
just Kluft is just blocking.
Yeah.
Right,
Ignore the
everything's
murder.
fine.
Ignore the murder.
Yeah, ignore it.
Fine.
We'll deal with it later.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you get there quickly, so you don't waste any time there. Now I'm going to need you to make an athletics check to quickly, because you're trying to quickly pull up a bucket of water, which is not a light object.
Can I spend another reroll, please? I rolled 80.
Sure.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Oh,
Rick.
jeez.
34. What have I got? I got a brawn of 43.
Oh, I need,
Okay.
I need to go run and grab my laptop. Please don't die in the 1 second I'm not looking at the screen to enjoy it.
No promises. No promises. To enjoy it.
Rocks
Wow.
fall somehow, and Kluft dies.
I feel like if Kluft dies, the party would shatter apart. It'd be like if Frodo died. Do you know what I mean? Like the Fellowship would be crestfallen. Everything would collapse.
Just Kluft's like the ghost of Christmas past just comes in, and or future just goes with them, and they finds out why are they all happy?
Yeah. Hey, what gives?
Why are they They're doing
Well,
great.
34 for my second roll.
Okay, so you quickly get over to the well, and you're summoning all of your strength to save the only land you've ever technically owned.
I don't own it. It's collective. It's a collective ownership. I think.
The only
No,
land you've technically administered.
Yeah, we're still working out the details. There's still a lot of admin to be done.
You quickly get the bucket up, and you're holding it in your it's full of water, slightly like, silty, muddy water, but it's water.
Yeah.
It's liquid. So
Can I ask? So there is something that might help me here, but also might spell my doom. So if you recall, in the house is actually quite empty, except for in very specific areas where I have piled everything up according to its color.
Okay.
So if the fire did not hit such a pile, we could be okay. If the fire hit such a pile, I think we've lost the house.
All right. Roll a d6 for me.
A D6? Wow, okay. Lucky I was playing Bushido the other day. I got a bunch of D6s. All right.
It's also a
3.
dice used in this game. Okay, it hit one of those piles.
Damn. That's very unfortunate.
Yes. So yeah, you saw it. It hit the green pile.
Oh, not the green pile.
It hit the green pile.
That's where all my grass was.
Yeah, it's where all the it's where it's where all the twigs were.
Yeah, no, that's the brown pile. It was very
kindling.
laborious.
It's all the kindling pile now.
Of all the piles to hit.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got water and you're sloshing. You're trying not to slosh it or spill it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I need you to go ahead and make a coordination check on the way
Oh,
back.
man.
-10.
Oh, gee, a -10. 33 actually, which might have done it. Coordination is agility. Oh, I don't make it with -10. I feel my agility's 39.
Oh, yeah. So you keep going, but you're having to be slow about it to maintain the water level, though you still slosh like on the ground and everything. But you get back into the house and you see, since you were gone, the flames are still are growing. They're now on the wall.
Question.
Well, yes.
How many rerolls do we have? I just need to know this now, ahead of time.
You have 3 more, I'm pretty sure.
3 more? I got 3 more. We got 3 more rerolls.
It's 1 for every player plus 1. So we have 5 players. So
I've spent 2 already, remember?
And we already had 1 used.
And you already had 1 used from last session. So
I got 3 more rerolls.
Yeah, sir.
Oh, I hope everybody prepares for some real bad luck in the coming future, because I will be.
They've already gone through this day. You're using last session's rerolls.
Oh,
And the thing
there you
is now that gives me rerolls for things, and I'm counting the fire as an enemy. So
Fire is an enemy. Wants to burn all our things. Okay, so the fires hit the wall and it's starting to spread.
It's on the wall now. It's starting to spread. You're starting to hear crackling.
Can I take like an intel? Can I see? Is there anything particularly flammable in there? I'm actually a pretty good judge of goods and items. I've got appraise. Could I have a good idea of like what would be like the kernel, the little nugget of danger that this fire could be hitting upon? I want to.
I would say appraisal of an item's worth is not necessarily the same as its flammability.
Okay.
Being able to determine its flammability, but I'll allow you to go ahead and make a roll of go ahead and make a scrutinize check.
Scrutinize. Okay, cool. Isn't scrutinize a social check?
No, it's we got the actual official thing now with the new DM screen.
Okay.
It actually lists the things next to each skill. So actually, now
cool.
It is a social as well as an actual scrutinizing detail check.
Let's give me the big money. 28. 28 is we're doing scrutinize. I don't know which one that is.
It's under
That's
intelligence.
That's perception.
Oh no,
my
sorry, that's
perception.
what I meant, perception.
My perception's great. I got a 47 in perception, so I succeed in that check.
Okay. This house, this mansion that you have, this little 3-room mansion, is made of wood, and its roof is made of dry, would look to be wood tiling that has.
Don't see a problem there.
Yes, that's it. It does seem like the previous individual who lived here enjoyed rugs. So there's a rug in the center of the main room and a rug in the sleeping area that's still there, and the one in the room that is on fire is currently caught and starting to burn, and thankfully there are no curtains, as those have been pulled into piles because they were colored, which means they don't have a long lifespan.
Awesome.
As the fire is growing.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? You've got a bucket of water and you're looking at all this. What do you want to do?
So so my scrutinize check to basically is the fire has caught on a certain pile.
Yes, and that pile consisted of a lot of green things. So there was some branches in there that had greenery on it. There was a couple of like cloths from like the wardrobe, things like that.
Can I take a streetwise check to see whether or not there's any like tricks or nifty checks to defeating a fire in an urban environment that I discourse wouldn't know about, but maybe Kluft might have the wherewithal to know?
You could, if you do that, I get to roll on the fire. Because that was because like at this point we're having a bit of a
we're in a combat scenario. Okay. It's like a timer. Okay.
Yes.
So do I just want to throw the water haphazardly over the fire, or do I want to try and risk my knowledge? My streetwise is pretty good. Wait, streetwise is a talent, isn't it? As opposed to simply. Yeah. I think I'll try and throw the water over the kind of largest concentration of fire.
Okay. All right. Kluft does think that might be a good idea.
Is it the fire is rising to hit the roof, is it? It's like starting to creep up the wall.
Yes.
So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and pour the water like there so that it doesn't hit the roof, because the moment it hits the roof, we're fucked. I think that's it done. So I'm going to try and prevent that from occurring. So I'm going to roll here. Do I have to roll, or is this just like a push?
I was gonna make you roll. I need you to roll a simple. I need you to roll a simple range check.
Oh, okay. So is that a D10?
No, a simple range check is just a normal like check, but it's on your simple range skill, which is part of
On
your
the combat.
Okay, I don't think I have that. So let's see. Or do I have simple ranged?
You might.
Yes, I do actually. I do. Okay. So I have simple ranged. I failed though because my combat is 34 and I rolled a 36.
Okay.
I'm tempted to reroll.
Do you have a tick in simple ranged?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make it a 4?
Yeah, tick means you add 10 to the.
Oh well, then in that case, I
That's what a tick is. A tick is a 10 on top of everything. So yeah.
Oh, actually, I always think of it the other way around. That it's like a -10 if you don't have it.
No. If you don't have it and it's like an asterisk skill, that means you flip the results. That's how that works. So.
Well, in that case, I do succeed. In that case,
okay,
I
so
do
yeah,
succeed.
you get it onto the water. Get the water onto the biggest portion of the fire that's above. So you're trying to get it to roll down the wall and get as much of the fire as possible. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Let's see. Get my lucky Gene Stealer called dice. Let's see. Ooh, I got a 6 and a 4.
Okay, roll another d6.
You've got a damage.
And another 4.
So you got a 14 total.
Yeah.
Okay, 14 total.
That's a good roll. That's a good roll on 3d6. 14's a nice roll.
Yes, no, that is very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So
14 is a nice
Above
roll.
the median, I believe.
Yes, I think 10.
Well, no, it would be because remember on a d6 the average roll is 3.5.
Yeah.
There's a probability curve of 3d6, but you're making me get my GURPS knowledge out now. You're making me have to think about GURPS again.
So if we're looking at 3.5 times 3, so we're looking at 10.5. Yeah. 10.5 would be the average.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't because there's a there's a curve when it comes to multiple dice and everything. By the way, hi Utari, welcome.
Hey.
You joined a couple of minutes ago.
I'm fighting a fire at the minute.
Yeah, we've gone back some time to what Kluft was doing because we did leave it kind of up in the air whether or not Kluft was a part of the party at the point where we got to. So we'll figure that one out.
Well, I'm glad we didn't agree in canon that he was dead, consumed by the flames. At least now I've got a chance.
He ain't dead yet.
So it's the fire's turn.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So what the fire does is it rolls d6s.
Okay.
Okay. And it's rolling against the house's HP.
Okay.
And what I've worked it out as is the house has a threshold. So it has to get over a certain amount on these d6s to even do damage to it.
Okay.
So it's got like it's got a lower limit. So I'm just gonna roll the d6s.
Am I allowed to know what these thresholds are? Am I allowed to know the numbers? Is this an open system, Roach?
Okay. I'll tell you. The threshold is 6.
Oh, okay. So it's
it's not high. It's not high because it's a wooden house that is dry. It's a dry wooden house.
That's fair.
So it's not a high threshold.
What about all the liquor we've spilled everywhere? Does that help?
That's probably worse. But what that means is that for it's basically it doesn't start doing damage until it gets above 6. So if I roll a 7, it's only 1 damage to the house's HP. The HP of the house has 12 HP.
Okay.
And once it hits 12, it is unsavable. It's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily disintegrate, but it's at that point you've got to be like, yeah, no, this is bad. So,
yeah.
So
okay.
All right. So here's the thing. It originally rolled 3d6. But it's not rolling 2 because you did enough damage that it brought the d6 down. So yeah,
awesome.
That's good. Yeah, but every 6 does explode just like in normal.
Okay, sure.
Attacks. So,
like mine. Okay.
Yeah, like yours. Okay, so that was a 4 and a 3, but I'm going to spend 2 rerolls.
No, no! Don't come back to haunt me, rerolls. Not already.
2 rerolls to make those 2 6s, and then I'll roll another 2d6 on top
Wow.
of that.
Wow. Who spent a reroll last game?
It's right at the end, actually. They were like, this can't hurt us. Nope, just goes there.
It can't hurt us.
Yeah, you're right.
Quite literally, it's not going to hurt us.
Okay, that was a 6 and a 4. So that means I get another d6. I'm running out of d6s, actually. Hold on. And that was a 5. Okay, go. So that's 6, 6, 6.
Wait, didn't the 2
4.
6s already do it?
No, they get,
27 roach.
it's because remember, threshold is 6. So the first
Yeah.
6 was essentially just wasted.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's get that. And then the second 6 was half of it, and then the next 6 did it.
Sure.
And 4 on top of that, and then 5 on top of that. So that is
27.
It's 27. Thank you. Thank you.
A damage of 27 would insta-kill me. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't fight fire. Yeah. So what you see is thank you for the reroll.
This felt like a very one-sided combat. I'm not gonna lie. Just like the house just blows up like immediately in front of me.
I didn't expect to have that many rerolls to use.
You auto sixed twice.
No, I only sixed once.
No, you auto sixed twice. You rerolled
Then I
two of
spent
them
the
and they
reroll,
yeah.
and I spent the rerolls.
Yeah, you spent 2 rerolls to get 6s twice.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what happens?
So so it starts to work, you see. Like you pour the water over it, you see the flames kind of die down a little bit. But what you didn't realize, but what you didn't account for was the fact that the carpet is on fire and the carpet is connected to at least 2 other piles. And so
Okay.
that starts going, and it
Yeah,
starts going up the piles, and it starts like growing, and you've got like 1 bucket of water and Kluft, not
That
being
was
an
Rug
idiot.
Roadway. Yeah?
Yeah, not necessarily being an idiot. Not.
He's not dumb.
Yeah, he's not dumb. He's just
He's just more worldly than everyone else.
Yeah. He low intelligence, high wisdom.
Intelligence is 43.
Okay, so mid intelligence, yeah, that works out.
It's not dumbness, it's not being educated.
Exactly. Kluft sees you're one person. The community of the neighborhood threw this bottle, so you're probably not going to get reinforcements. You have 1 bucket and a well that's at least like, if you're lucky, like 30 or 40 seconds to there, and then another 40 seconds back. Yeah, Kluft can read this. Doesn't look good. If you want to save something here, you could.
That's my goal. That's my goal. Yeah.
If you want to save an item, I will allow you to save an item. As Kluft like reads it and goes for 1 item before like getting out.
This is incredibly sad. I can't believe that we have lost the casino. I didn't even get to go to a single opening night of this casino. Not one before we were burnt out. Oh
Before
jeez.
the city
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll be back. You don't need a roof to run a casino. Okay. So
Before the community pushed you out.
yeah.
And he was just like, nah.
Out of interest, is this house I presume it's like adjoined to other houses? Wow.
Oh yeah, this will be a problem.
So yeah, it's gonna be a problem for these people who set at the fire.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab a there was a little ceramic vase that had a couple of chips in it. I'm gonna be grabbing that. That was a green vase.
It's a green
That
base, so
yeah.
It was the one thing in this pile that has not
I've
gone
never
yet.
seen ceramic before, so it was incredibly surprising.
Flickering next to the flames. Kluft sees it, grabs it, and then runs out the back.
Yeah. Yeah, and I basically I'll grab that and I will grab just like as many little bits and pieces here and there, like banana skin and stuff like that, and then I'll just
I'm
like
gonna
get
go
out.
for the pile of teeth.
The teeth wasn't of particular interest to me. The teeth was more of a status symbol.
Wait,
It was
banana
frightening.
skin would be yellow though.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Just pick it up and throw it in the fire.
Yeah. Get out.
So Kluft, you're outside, you're behind the house, and you see the roof start going up as you look at it. It's now
Take off the
illuminated
hat,
from the
you know?
outside.
Take off the hat. Be like the dream is dead. Press it against my chest. Shed a manful tear as I watch my dream go up in flame. My attempts to become Big Teal, the bigger Teal, has gone completely up in smoke, as it were.
Your voice starts playing in the background. As you look
Left only with the goddamn yellow pile, the one that I pushed outside.
Yeah, the only one that isn't burned up.
Yeah.
For now. So what does Kluft want to do?
What do you mean? What does he want to do? He watches the property burn to the ground. What else is there to be done?
Yeah. How long does Kluft stand there until it just burns to the ground?
Yeah, until it burns to the ground. I'm not gonna like wander off for chippy. I mean, like, I'm watching my home burn to the ground.
Yeah. No, totally. So
I'm like my miniatures.
Oh wow.
My little matchstick man that I made. That I used to.
Gut. No.
Small grey
gone.
piles of unpainted
Metal-
plastic. Just
My little goblin folk all gone, you know. I hadn't even gotten to play Age of Sigmar yet either.
one way to get rid of the shame pile.
Yeah.
Surprising how quickly those paints go up.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. I've just literally before coming on, I've already had an issue. The
What
FEP
with
screen
paints?
is just no hobby. My
Don't tell me your hobby, your pile of shame didn't blow up, did it?
no,
Burned to the ground.
no, not quite that level, but yeah, the FEP on the printer's gone. I had to kind of scour into it quite aggressively to get some burnt on resin off.
No,
I knew it was
don't do
gone the
that.
moment. No. I knew it was gone the moment I saw how much had burnt on where the supports had failed. Like I knew at that point it was gone anyway. But I needed to get the resin off so that I can clean it up.
Yeah, the best way to go about that is putting on a glove and then just like poking at it from below and trying to like get it on a corner so that it peels off and then peeling it off that way. And you can usually save a felt that way because I've had that happen where most of a plate is free.
Yeah,
Either
I've had that before myself, and that's how I was able to save it before. But this time it was just
yeah.
it's a hot
So
mess.
Kluft just sits there and watches, sitting on the well as you do.
I've taken my hat off.
Taking your hat off, and then Kluft is also greeted with the sight of quite a few individuals. Like you can see through the house. At one point, you see individuals on the opposite side of the house on the street, fighting the fires on the other houses next to the one that's on that was yours, but not saving yours. It's almost a statement.
This is my evil arc. I hope you're looking forward to this. This is when I turn against all of society. They rejected me. Now they will learn.
This is your vat of acid.
Yeah, this is it. Now society will pay.
We live in a society.
So you do that, and then eventually two militant rat folk come into the alley or into the back street, and they have a kind of a middle-aged man with a bit of cloth tied around his mouth, and his hands bound behind him.
Yes, my motley court assembles itself. We build again.
As you did order them to get the sausage on.
If it isn't my kitterer.
Flames lighting you from behind.
Yeah.
Just like-
You'll find plenty to cook here.
You know those campaigns of like D&D you read on Reddit where the paladin has to like go and kill a party member? I didn't know that I was gonna actually ever live one, but we're getting there.
I'm going
Really
for the
lucky
face
to
paint.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
really
for the
lucky
face paint.
this isn't D&D, and I'm not playing a paladin because I'm pretty sure Kluft would be dead by now.
Why would Kluft be dead? Someone burnt my house down. How does that make me a villain?
Probably deserved. Let's be honest.
It depends where the face paint goes, you know?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, I'm getting ready for some community theater. It's going down.
So the one of the rat folk comes up.
Yeah.
We got him. He didn't really want to come at first, but we convinced him.
You did well. You did well.
What's up with that?
yeah. The piles, the collection has been destroyed.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes, quite. The only thing we're left with now is yellow. I gesture to the last pile that remains, the unwanted trash. Perhaps I have judged it too harshly. This color.
Kluft starts collecting gold now. It's the only one that won't leave me.
Perhaps I, of all people, should have understood what it meant to be unwanted, and then I walk towards the yellow pile.
This is the beginning of the arc for Kluft. Kluft goes into the merchant profession.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going into the bank robber profession. Yeah, and I look at the pile, and I say, we have some rebuilding to do, I think. Has the fire hit the other houses?
No, they like the people who possibly like helped set fire to your house have done a pretty good job of making sure it hasn't spread too far.
Those assholes.
So
Have any firemen arrived and begun to fight one another for the right to put the fire out? In order to get paid.
No, not fire. It doesn't work like this. There's no fire department. There's no centralized fire department in this stuff.
What? Oh well, no, I'm not saying it's centralized fire
There's a
department. I'm saying fire
community-
department plural.
Yeah, there's a community fire brigade that's just kind of like they're passing buckets forward and they're doing what they can, and the houses seem like the place is kind of dying down at this point. There's like the wooden, the stone chimney is still standing, but like only like kind of the frame here and there is still up, and it's still
Okay.
a fire, but it's smoking, but it's out.
You can let him go. We won't need him now. With the grand reopening, we'll have to wait some time, I think. A gesture to the.
Should he know? Like, should we let him? You mean let him go, or make sure he doesn't become a problem?
I'm sure you won't be a problem. Will you be a problem? I look at the hot dog in a bun guy, or the sausage in a bun guy. I say, will you be a problem to him?
Across his face is like confusion, and then.
Oh, there we have it. I trust him. No one who makes such good sausages in a bun could lie. Let him go.
All right. They cut this bind. He just springs out of the place. This really confusing scene.
Has the fire basically? So my goal is to wait for the fire to pick through the remains to see if I can find anything that has remains unburned, any board games or anything.
Yeah, it didn't take long for it. It kind of went up like kindling.
Yeah.
And you wait like 2 hours. And at that point, it's mostly smoldering at that point. People on the outside are kind of like they've filtered away. There's only a few people here and there that are kind of like taking a look at the damage on the other buildings, but nobody's really paying much mind to the house belonging to the group that perpetuated the gambling house massacre. So what is
Is Kluft the type of person to take retribution? I don't think he is. I think he's usually a pretty live and let live kind of guy. But then again, they did destroy his collection, and that's a kind of a heinous crime. It's pretty egregious. No, I think he'll just pick through the remains and see if there's anything at all that can be found, He had some pretty sweet dishcloths. There was a good sock that he had that he's kind of missing now. So, do you want me to roll?
Just 1 second. I'm just gonna roll a couple of
Sure.
d10s, and we're gonna see how many items may have survived.
Sick.
Okay. Roll a scrutinize check.
48. Scrutinize. 47 perception. So I do not pass. Alas, I'm not finding my goddamn sock. Let's see. I bet I lost a lot of things.
Yeah, about the only thing you find in the wreckage is a blackened a blackened stick that looked to be like a painter's mixing stick, like a paint mixer.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the paint is the only part that didn't burn out. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, I'll take that, I guess. All I have really left then, I guess, is my I've got some ruined bits of meal. I have some random refuse and a palm-sized hexagonal reddish crystal.
And your money.
And my money. I've got nothing. That's a real bummer. I guess I'll go. I guess I'll sort of dejectedly go and try and find the party now at this stage.
Okay, with your two bodyguards in tow.
Yeah. All I have is this jug, and I gesture to this massive gem. Useless.
Oh. Sure. So yeah,
I refused to be undone by this one stroke of bad luck and perhaps ill-fated venture.
You sure? Because we can make this whole town pay.
How do you mean?
I mean, we can basically do what we've been doing.
Ooh, what? Trying to set up a successful enterprise?
If you want to put it like that, sure.
Well, we should keep doing that thing, right?
I mean, I'm saying kill people, because that's what we've basically been doing.
You've been killing people.
Well, I mean, they've done things that have made it kind of necessary.
Huh.
You know what Blackthorn says?
What?
Life is cheap.
That has been my experience.
Yeah.
People talk about needing a lot of money, but I don't know. I think you can get by without it.
Oh no, we mean the moral application of the thought of life is just cheap. It's easy to spend.
Oh. I guess I've never thought about it that much.
Yeah.
Old Whiskers used to say that sometimes a killing was right, like the beheading of a king if they were getting revolved.
Oh, we can't think about that.
Well, how come?
Don't make me create a rebel force for the goddamn autocratic government you helped put in place.
That doesn't seem right. Old Whiskers used to say that you'd have to keep revolving your leaders,
We are
otherwise they get fat and
flip-flopping more
idolatrous.
than the CIA.
I was gonna say, you're like the fucking CIA. You put a gun place and just hey, have this RPG. Just random student. Yeah, sure.
The reason why we're like the CIA is because we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Basically, we're just doing things and seeing how it happens, you know.
I hate it here.
No, we're kind of expendable, and life doesn't matter. But except Blackthorn's life, that matters a lot.
I wanna lean down, but it's not very far because I'm almost the same
basically
height.
your same,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to put my hands on who is this?
Guardsman 3.
This is Guardsman 3. I put my hand on his shoulders and I look him like straight in the eyes and I say, "You better." You better. You better to be. I've never had such fast friends before. At least not ones that have taken my orders. I've never been in charge of a pack.
That means a lot. This voice is already hard. Don't make me cry.
This has been a very emotional day for me. But I'm glad that I got to share it with you, and I look around at the other rats.
There's only one other one who's
I look around at him. Yeah.
What?
You know what?
I'm sorry. I've just been eating a sausage that I got from the guy.
It's good. It's good.
It's real good.
I'm starting to realize that we could make this better. This whole place. We can get all the things and pile it up.
Blackthorn. He makes everything better.
How better?
Because he says it's better.
It's tough. It's a tough position to argue against.
Exactly.
Let's find the rest. Let's find the other guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you all go. So we're gonna speed up, and so we can catch up with the rest of the party. So basically, what happens is you just arrive back at the inn where everybody's going to be at, and there are the rest of your the rest of the rats are there as well. The ratkin and the rat folk.
I'll share the bad news with everybody. I'll let them know that that we were attacked. And that
they're a little inebriated. Ben's been kind of just making sure they don't get into trouble. So they've got like a jug again, and they're just like, that sucks. That's really bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Nobody helped to put it out. Nobody helped to put it out at all. That's not very communitarian. There's no community spirit.
We should go back there, and we should make sure that they pay for it, right?
You're right. If we're homeowners, then compensation is required.
Exactly. Sure. It's like two of them most of them are passed out at this point. This is
I will begin to drink as well from the communal drink.
You are informed that by somebody in the rest of the party, or just Benjamin, telling you that the meeting with the Lord has been set up. So it's bright and early in the morning, so everybody's just got to show up and go, and wants to have the meeting, and then you get paid. The rat folk just go, "We'll wait here. Technically, it's a part of our oath. We're supposed to kill any."
Oh, is this to meet the Lord?
Yeah.
This I don't know. When you go to Lords, there's only one thing that can happen. They can chop off your head if you say the wrong thing. So
Benjamin goes up. It'll be okay that he's paying you for what you did. You did.
I'm okay. I don't need money.
You did him a service. He's had to. You've got.
Oh no! I don't want to be. I don't want a Lord to be in my debt. Oh no! That's even worse. He's gonna kill me.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
What if I've broken the king's laws? I don't even know what the king's laws are. I could have broken so many. Probably have, actually. I think about it.
Well, hey, don't worry about it. There is no king in the princedom. It's the princedom, so there's only a prince. So you're fine.
Is it a boy prince?
He's fairly young, yeah.
It makes a nation weak. Okay.
Okay, don't say that. don't say.
See, this is what I've done. I don't know what you're meant to say. Do I bow? Do I bow at every guard, or?
Eventually, just goes. Looks at you. Just how about this? Just don't say anything. Just be there.
It's gonna be tough for me, but all right, I'll try.
All right. And fast forward, which you didn't. We'll recap now what happened in the last one. So basically, everybody kind of finished up with the absurdity of the last fight that was at that inn, where there was like a four-way brawl. There was a three-way brawl between Drakel, Hannah, Buman, and the drunken rabble-rousers that started fighting everybody, and eventually also the guards showed up, as well, becoming a four-way brawl until eventually they were able to subdue Hannah and kind of get. Oh, it was five-way brawl because there was also the two bounty hunters that were technically not friendly. That were technically on their own thing. So yeah, there's a big five-way brawl, an absurd one. But Hannah was subdued by your group, and you talked with the guards, kind of worked out pay and everything. It was all set up. Money was transferred over for that at the time, of which Kluft was not there for, and also I don't think there was any allotment for Kluft in that split. Then you were informed by Benjamin that you were going to be talking with the Lord bright and early in the morning, at which point you arrived and did go to the estate where the Lord that you were meeting to talk to was staying at, and had a meeting with him. Specifically, just kind of talking over a couple of things and hoping to hoping to get the best pay you could out of it, and a proposal was given to the party that the Lord could provide money up front right now, but a bonus could be given if you would help Lady von Ostrich with a task that she needed some individuals to take on, and if that was done, she had her own payment that would be given, and the Lord would also pay you what he could, because he would be given a bit more capital to work with by being in favor with the Lady of the City. After that was kind of mulled over a little bit, you all decided to at least hear her out.
Did he say why? Like, why us? like some drifters, you know?
You got things done, and apparently this couldn't be done by official forces in the city.
We got like 6 rat assassins we could like outsource this to.
Well, you guys
are interested?
You have a squad of rat men.
We have a squad of rat men. We could just outsource adventures. We could like be the public face for like these rat folk. We have to do menial tasks for us.
Don't make me the GM a party of
Start calling ourselves.
We were like middle management. Sorry, what was that, Utari?
Start calling ourselves the Commission.
Yeah. We're just middle management. We like sit back and watch the adventures get solved.
I will veto that. So, I will
Nice
veto
and
this
easy.
campaign.
Just call ourselves aristocratic outcomes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did meet with Lord Finley Cooper. It doesn't have an R, and it's a weird German name that I generated. So
Is this what was the Lord's name again of the city?
Lord Findley Cooper.
Lord
With a
Findley
K.
Cooper. What does he look like? What did he look like?
He's a younger male lord. Like, he's got a pretty strong build, very handsome face. So
Does he not have a weird nose?
No, he looks actually fairly like he looks like a young lordling. Like, not young. He looks like maybe mid-20s, like lordling. Like, this is like.
Wow. Kluft was
like
told that
minors.
all nobles had weird noses.
No, he looked fairly nice. He kind of was a
That's
little.
how you knew.
He was very standoffish when you met him, but he did provide everybody with a sum of money for the work done. I believe that was 5 shilling, wasn't that, for everybody? Or I think that was 5 shilling. Was it? Not off the top of my head. What it was.
I will thank him, but no thanks. Like, I'm good, thanks. Oh wait, no, you can't refuse a king's gift, otherwise he'll kill you. It's a root. Oh god, this place is a minefield. I don't know what to do. If you
Kluft is
accept it,
being
you're depriving a
Ashton
lord
has
of money.
all of Kluft's money. I'm just Ashen has all the stuff on it.
when
So Ashen just takes it.
Yeah.
When he gets to the club. Yeah.
when the fruit man comes towards Kluft with the coin, he's like sweat starts pouring out of his head as he begins to not sure what to do.
Yeah. So yeah, you're provided with money as payment, with promises of if you would hear out the lady of the city and maybe complete her task, then not only will she provide you with a sum for that, she will also he will be in better graces with her and be able to pay you a bonus on top of what he just paid you. To get that done, on top of maybe having some more things that can be done for you if need be, like a better access to stuff. You all kind of mulled it over, agreed with it, and decided to take them up on that. And a meeting was set up that day, as in you went from his waiting room to a central waiting room where we left off, with everybody kind of standing around waiting for the lady to have a visitation to allow you to come in and talk over this and to see what was needed. So that's where we left off last week.
Newton, did you get your book published then? Did you get it written and sent out and put out with amongst all the pamphleters?
We haven't been yet. This was the first thing we did today.
Oh.
Just appears in the room.
Yeah. I kind of come wandering in. You hear a toilet flush from behind him. You're pretty sure he didn't come from a toilet room, and he closes the door.
Wow, this place has a flush.
Indoor plumbing. It's going to be big.
Character arc. He's gonna be a toilet salesman.
I would love to see your book when it's been written.
Okay. Remembering that Kluft can't read. it
I like to look at them. Does it have pictures?
I was going to say it doesn't have pictures. Sadly, I'm not much of an
We
illustrator.
have some illustrations in it.
I've got a few. I've got a few technical diagrams. I wouldn't say that. It's not like I've done
Are they making funny
paintings.
faces?
Okay.
I like the ones where they make funny faces and their heads are bigger than their heads. Do you know when your book's going to get made?
Well, I should be able to get the first one off the press today at some point. And then we're going to order one to send to Blackthorn.
I have bad news.
Can it wait?
Well, I suppose yes, it could wait.
We wait forever now.
I take off my hat, look down at the ground.
You smell like a bonfire.
Yes, I was on fire.
Are you hurt?
No, wait, that's why I could wait.
He kind of nods.
Unfortunately, the only thing that has been destroyed are dreams.
Can I make a self-scrutinize check to see if I can work out what's happened?
Yeah, go and make a scrutinize check.
It's a 15. I needed a.
I'm currently fingering a little burnt sock, in my between my hands. I'm threading it between my fingers.
Got a 15. That's 6 degrees of success.
Yeah, it looks like
Sorry, 5 degrees of
Kluft.
success.
Yeah, it looks like Kluft was probably in a fire. Wasn't on fire, but was definitely in the vicinity of a.
But my face is probably all blackened, isn't it?
Some
From
soot,
I'm probably covered in soot because I haven't washed.
Some ashes on the feet. Still, definitely looks like they've been in a fire. And you do remember that the guards were looking for tips on a band of local rat-kin gang members that had murdered a couple of people in the burrows down south.
The other eye begins to become bloodshot.
There's a secret gang war going on, Newton, in the streets.
Unfortunately, the guards did believe it was associated with a previous rat gang that had somehow escalated to murder instead of just being a racket. But yeah, that's what it looks like to Newton.
Okay. I'm sorry they burned down your home.
Our home, dude.
I don't like the enjoyment of that.
It belonged.
Kluft's trying to be nice, but everybody else is just hearing, "You're gonna go down with me."
It's a house of cards, people.
But you're the one that put all the work into it, so surely it's yours. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. The lady is waiting. Oh.
Yeah, you're also not alone in this room.
Yeah.
Just sort of point out, there are two guards on either side of the door that goes into the ladies' chambers.
Oh, there's two guards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's there's two footman guards that are just standing on either side of the door to the room. And they're just.
I guess I'll do this to one of them. Hello.
Hi.
What's it like guarded then? What's this line of work like?
Guarding.
Is it fulfilling? I've always wondered what it's like to defend property.
Not really supposed to be talking while we do this.
What's the lady like?
I'm gonna stop talking now.
Can I do like a fellowship check to kind of like kind of be a little
charm him?
Yeah, to be a little bit like palsy, like working class lads, from under the stairs. Here we are, all sharing
Go ahead and
entrance.
roll a charm check. Go ahead and roll a charm
sure.
check.
Okay.
Here comes the 99.
Negative 10 because of the difference in social class.
Sure, I get you. Yeah, he's middle class. Fops, with their armor. I got 51. I don't think that is a feel. That is a feel.
Yeah, he entertained it a little bit when you were just saying hi because he's being polite, but once you start prying into so how's the Lord?
I do look like a drifter. Down. I have one shoe on.
You are covered in soot.
Yeah. It's getting everywhere, by the way. It's getting everywhere.
Yeah, but you are a guest. You have been directly requested, and
it's getting on their good linens.
Yeah, no, you definitely. There's a butler that's sweeping behind you and everything. But yeah, you kind of wait. You're waiting in the in the study. There's a couple of couches and stuff, and it's a fairly nice room. There's wallpaper with designs or something on it. It's nice. And it's been a few minutes when you see another uniformed individual dressed in the uniform of the city guard. Man, curly black hair, looks to be some sort of maybe officer, not a commissioned officer, but looks to be a watch captain or maybe a sergeant or something like that. Steps out of the study. He looks kind of upset when he comes out. There's some little redness around the eyes, a little sniffle here and there. He looks over to you. He gives kind of a forced smile. And kind of gives that little nod and then walks out of the room.
I return the nod.
Yeah. And a couple of seconds later, you hear a stern voice, woman's voice, come from across. Come in, please.
Jeska stands up and goes into the room.
Ashen follows and bows to the lady.
What you see, as everybody else is, I'm assuming, just going in. Yeah, so you see the lady's study is very large. It's very richly appointed. Looks very neatly cared for. It's got a large, kind of northern Algon window set up facing out, looking kind of over the city. So there's like multiple panes, and one of them is open. That's in like kind of like a nice morning breeze. And so you get the smell of, funny enough, you get the smell of the kitchens that are kind of on the other end of the courtyard, kind of coming through, as it is the morning. The room itself is dominated by a large kind of desk. There's a lot of stacks of papers and scrolls, and a row of quills. All look like fresh, a lot of inks and wells and waxes. They're a very working setup. And there's a number of finely carved chairs that sit on the opposite side of the desk, enough for most of the party to sit.
Wouldn't present.
Left side of the walls lined with books and scrolls, with just along shelves. You also see a chair next to that, a tome sitting on the kind of arm of the chair. Looks to be well read. And on the right side of the wall, a lot of drawers, nooks, a lot of organizational compartments. And next to that, a brass wire cage with a couple of pigeons cooing inside and feeding them kind of through a little gate. Yeah, is a fairly tall woman, about 6 feet tall, standing in front of the cage, feeding the birds some bread. Looks to be like scraps of breakfast. And she's wearing quite an elaborate gown that is a little out of place with everything kind of around the room. Made of fine, like green velvet cloak over it.
Cole, you've got pigeons.
She turns, and you see a fairly stern-looking woman, just getting into middle age, but still like around that. So maybe like early 30s. At that point,
It's medieval society. Middle age is like 25.
Society. Yeah, middle age is middle age during here means a lot different than.
I'm a fierce 21.
I've seen some good years. I'm at 26.
Yeah.
I'm on the way out now. I had 4 kids 6 years ago.
So all
Get ready for retirement. I'm already 28.
forgetting all pretense or fear of nobility, I want to walk forward towards the pigeons and be like, what are their names? Like, really excitedly.
Can I pull Kluft back?
You can try. Go ahead and make a. Go ahead and make. Yeah, go ahead and make a. I'm gonna say to quickly do that. If you're trying to like, there, give me a. Yeah, give me an athletics check. Just, like, grab him by his.
No,
like,
I
collar.
cannot.
I'm not actively resisting, you know.
I'm still a gnome, and you're still technically a human.
Technically, yeah.
Technically doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Let's be honest, somebody comes across Kluft in the middle of the night, like in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Ah, what is that monster?
It's just a pile of trash, like living trash. Some sentient garbage over here.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and roll that if you'd like.
Oh, I have. I failed miserably.
Oh, okay. You want to use a reroll on that?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I want to like walk over towards the so my intention is to walk over to the cage and put my like fingers in, you know, and be like, hello, and be like, what's their name? Like really excitedly.
Okay. Cool. As you start putting your finger in it, you see a hand kind of slap the finger a little bit, and
Oh,
maybe later.
I like pigeons. Whenever I got kicked out of this, they were my only.
I'm Lady von Ostrich. Pleasure to meet all of you.
My name's Kluft.
Ashen bows.
Jeska curtsies.
Oh,
Nice to
I'll
meet you,
curtsy
lady.
too.
All right.
Newton's not very flexible, but he does that kind of half nod bow thing.
If Newton allowed.
Tips hat.
Spine
Drakel would
cracks
bow as well.
audibly. Yeah, probably.
Now, if Newton bowed, he'd just fall forward because of his dexterity.
Yeah. I want to put your minds at ease. Please sit. That chair there should be able to support you. Points to. You do see quite a large, reinforced chair that has been put in front of the desk. Can I offer any of you refreshments?
I'd love a glass of water if you have one, please.
See her kind of like she snaps a finger and a footman kind of leans in and she kind of gives him a wave, a knowing wave, and not too long after, when she goes over to the desk, a silver tray of toasted bread, jams, some creams, and some fragrant tea is put down in front of you.
Thank you, my lady.
Yes, it's highly appreciated. Thank you.
It is no trouble. Please enjoy yourselves. I'm sure you're missing civilization after trekking through the wilderness that you've trekked through recently.
A little bit.
Oh, there were fibers everywhere. It's very dangerous.
Well, I'm sure Lord Finley informed you I had somewhat of a problem.
That he did.
Good.
Yo, he's very down to earth, actually. It's not true what people say.
He is a fine man. Very good company.
Not even a weird nose or anything.
So I have a task for you to perform. Unfortunately, one of the new corporals of the Lianxing City Watch has died under some mysterious circumstances whilst visiting a specific location in the northern part of the city.
Jeska's produced her notebook.
What was the location, my lady?
It is a guard tower called Torben's Tower. Not sure how familiar you are with the recent political situation in Lianxing over the last 10 years.
Not at all, I'll be honest.
The former lord that used to manage the city and its holdings was indebted to the prince in quite a large sum and had refused to pay it. In doing so, my family, my father, undertook a mission to take over management of these holdings. Which he did, rest his soul. Unfortunately, one location in the city had been... we had been unable to pacify a collection of loyalists of the previous lord. And unfortunately, the area around it is very pro to these guards. Undertaking a storming of it would be costly and unpopular. So we've worked out a bit of a deal. They don't leave the tower, and we don't bother them. Their food stores are donated by the locals, or they have runners go and buy them from the markets. it's worked out, and we keep a strained relationship.
Wait, I'm confused. Are you saying that the City Watch are like not real City Watch?
They're real. They are under my command and purview, ultimately. And these ones too are technically under my command, though they do not hold as good a loyalty to me as I wished. Either way, this corporal was undertaking one of the many duties of his station, including going and having a parley with these loyalists, and died there.
How did
That-
he die?
The specifics of it I'm not necessarily privy to, but as I'm sure you would understand, any investigation by my forces and the City Watch would be suspect by these individuals, and any such investigation by these individuals would be suspect by me and my City Watch. So I am left in a bit of a pickle.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place, if you would.
Yes. So, I'm sure they're honorable citizens of the princedom. But this unfortunate situation does leave us little options.
Who was the sergeant who left before we came in?
I was acquaintance, a Sergeant Geldrich. Was the sergeant in charge of the corporal.
Might want to go have a few words with him later on, maybe, if we take this job on.
Do you think that he was murdered by these guys because they don't answer to you, seeing as they reckon that you're not the lady?
I don't know. Either way, I wish to avoid any unnecessary bloodshed, which is where you come in.
So you don't want us to say that it was them?
I want you to investigate. Corporal Tylo Vilfras was his name. An unfortunate soul. Appears to have died, from what I'm told, some sort of projectile shot through a window in his temporary apartment in the tower.
Oh, so this wasn't like he kind of fell over one day.
No, that would be much easier to deal with.
And a stomach ulcer, no.
From what I'm told, it burned straight through him. Oddly
Burned?
enough.
Burned.
That was the word I heard, but I have not examined the body or had been anywhere near it. The body has since been collected, and you will be able to examine it in the mortuary house at Moore's Field outside of town. But I'm afraid the scene of the crime is off limits.
How come?
I'd wish for you not to mingle with or question any of the occupants within the tower. And preferably also not with any of the City Watch, who make up the current watch. I want this to be separate endeavor, unaligned, uninfluenced by any loyalties.
I believe the term Newton would use here is a independent investigation apart of bias. Is that right? It's his sort of job. He's an investigator. He's pretty good at it.
Yes, I'm aware.
Believe me, want to avoid the watch when I can. I want to kind of nudge like Dagmar. Like it's an in-joke of some kind.
Wait a minute, why are you nudging me?
Am I right?
Dagmar's just like soot fucking everywhere.
Well, I hope you understand.
I'm a little confused. I'm going to be honest. So, the fella that got murdered, well, he got killed, but probably murdered, and you want us to figure out what happened there. Did he die inside the tower that doesn't belong to you, but the rest of the city does belong to you?
It is not currently occupied by individuals loyal directly to me, no.
So why don't you want us to go speak with them? Because if we're like third parties, then we don't, we're just some fellas.
I think the lady is trying to avoid falsely blaming the wrong party and causing an upset that could blow up an already unstable situation.
Then I have a question. Do you think that it could be these guards in the tower?
I may have my suspicions, but I'm going to hold off as to not influence you. I want a true, independent, verified verdict from your investigation.
That you came to the right place. Newton is all about, this is his thing. I gestured to Newton. This is what he's about.
My lady, given that we can't visit the guard tower, is there a plan available so we can understand the layout of where the corporal's room was and try and figure out which window that the projectile would have come through?
I'm sure you'll be able to find such by putting nose to grindstone and looking around. I don't have one with me. But should you complete this task to my standards, you will earn the admiration of us all, as well as a bounty of 10 gold crowns each.
This is going to be really tough, because normally what you do in such a situation, correct me if I'm wrong, Newton, but normally what you do in such a situation is you get the guy that did it, and you put him in a room, and you keep punching him until he said that he did it. So if we can't talk with those guys and we don't know who did it...
That would be a very callous method used by the...
City Watch, frequently, on lots of my friends. We did it, we know you did it. That's what they keep saying.
Well, that's not how I would like to do things, unless circumstances require it. Some people, there is only that you can use. But this sounds more like a battle of wit and intellect, and...
Because there always could be the output of it could be a third party looking to drive a wedge here, create political divergence, and all of a sudden you have a weaker target, and there is a war going on.
Ooh.
You have to remember that too.
A third party coming in and influencing one of the peoples to maybe change the way they do things.
Yes.
Well then, madame, and then I curtsy again. Is there anybody that you reckon would like, is there a cheesemonger interests, he needs to knock down the tower or something to get his carts through town faster? Is there anybody who would be of interest in a war brewing?
I think that's what we've got to find out, Kluft.
That's the job
to do. Yeah.
No, but I mean, what I mean is there anybody like a mate of yours, like, oh boy, I can't wait till that tower get knocked down, like if they mention about it, like, do you know anybody?
I have no personal leads, no.
No cheesemongers, nothing.
Truth be told, one corporal's death would not lose me any sleep, as callous as it sounds, under normal circumstances.
City Watch, me neither.
People die all the time. It's the unfortunate nature of it all.
Yeah.
The specific situation that he died in and the location that it occurred in makes this more important.
My lady.
I'll accept nothing but you getting to the bottom of who is responsible for Corporal Vilfas's death. No half measures, no empty suspicions.
Question. Dead or alive?
I want to know who did this.
It doesn't want us to necessarily enact the warrant, just find the evidence.
All right.
You say what happened.
Jeska, are you saying that this could be a ghost?
I hate the fact that that's where you took it, and Jeska also hates that's where you took it, so she's just not going to respond to that and just go, I'm just wanting to know if we get attacked, what are our rules of engagement.
You are an independent group of individuals going about looking into the death of a City Watch member. Go about that how you will.
Should we? Okay.
It's tough because City Watch people often make a lot of enemies. They're also people's business.
I have
Yes, Ashen.
two. Okay. Oh, I was the Ashen's hand.
Ashen, go ahead.
My lady, if the previous lord had remained in power, who would have taken over from him?
He has quite an extended family, as do most of the noble lines in the princedom, and his family and my family are both not necessarily on good terms. It's quite a few individuals. It was a hostile takeover of a single holding, of a single lord. Not necessarily the expulsion of an entire royal family, noble family.
Then if we're to make this to work, I am going to require one thing. My letter of warrant and mark is not particularly valid for the princedom. Otherwise it would look a bit peculiar that we would just try to stumble on a case here without a level of paperwork. Is there something that doesn't necessarily connect to you but connects to the princedom that would give me and us the legal requirement to actually look into this?
None that I could provide. You would have to get it from probably the capital, or at least where the current capital is located.
Then
You can undertake this as a private citizen.
I was just going to ask, is there one that we could perhaps look at?
No.
What? No problem.
We'll figure it out, don't worry.
All right. Good. I hope you, without delay, get to the bottom of this situation.
What's his name? I want to point to one of the pigeons.
Marquise.
Nice. Hi, Bucky.
My lady, instead of the generous offer of 10 crowns each for myself, if we were to complete this, I would like to request instead a meeting with the powerful mage that I understand resides in this town and is a friend of yours.
I may be able to provide that.
Thank you.
If I could, instead of money, can I hang out with your pigeons for a while? Can like feed them and stuff?
This is where Drakel says, can I have his share of the money?
Yeah.
We'll see how well you do.
Yes.
And now, with our business concluded, I have other business to attend to.
Bye-bye.
Ashen bows and walks out.
Yeah, same.
Curtsy. Vert my gaze.
I just nod and
I'll walk backwards, leaving a trail of
Stumble
soot
my way
behind
out.
me.
So, yeah, you have well, you've got one lead. You were told that the body is being held for examination at Morse Field outside the city, which is a mortuary.
The mortuary. I turned to Dagmar. The mortuary might have surgical equipment that you could perhaps acquire.
Boy, I was just about to mention that given how you've been trying for a short while since we've come here to get my hands on some.
Yes, it would be very useful to have some as well if we do undertake an autopsy.
Aye, that or if anyone needs a shave or a tooth pulled.
Have you ever done an autopsy before, Dagmar?
I can't say that I have myself, not yet.
Oh, they're brilliant fun. You're about to experience something unique.
Oh, I don't know what it is. Can I come? Can I see it too? I don't know what an opti is.
We normally patch things together when they're still alive, rather than go tinkering with them afterwards.
It's a relatively new science. It was originally snuffed upon because people thought it would tantamount to necromancy, but I assure you it is wholly scientific and does not run in the mystical circles anymore.
Oh, so there's no magic involved. I think I'm in. Can I try it?
I'll go into this with an open mind.
Whilst the thought of blood and organs doesn't particularly bother me, I think I'm going to try and find a plan of this tower and find out how it might have happened.
So, Newton, what person are we going to put in a room and tell them that we know they did it?
No one yet. But, yeah, Newton took mental torture and not physical torture, sadly, upon taking his new class.
We get some tiles and some buckets of water, and we're gonna get the work.
That's physical, not mental.
No, it simulates, you know. we can.
But yeah. So I will say that an autopsy can be a bit difficult for those softer on the stomach. So if blood, guts is off-putting to any of you, I would probably avoid that. Should we swing by the printers and then head that way, or Jeska, are you going to go with Ashen?
We can go to the printers now, I suppose.
Ooh, I can't wait to see your book.
Ashen, where are you thinking to find these records? Because I might head to you afterwards if Newton is going to go to the morgue.
I assume that there is a town hall of some kind with a map of the city. Maybe they have more detailed plans.
That makes sense.
Just so you know as well, the mortuary you're going to is a ways out of town. It is not just outside of town.
Oh right, so
As
it's
it was
like
described.
it's like next town over kind of thing.
It's like you got to take it'll be like an hour walk or two.
Oh, so the area she was talking about, I thought she was talking about like a district in the city.
The place he was killed was in the city, but he's being held in a mortuary outside the city.
That's weird. That's weird, isn't it? Like, I'm sure there'd be facilities inside the city. I wonder why it's been moved out. Could be a political angle.
Well, I think this whole thing's a political angle.
Yeah.
Me too.
I really wish she'd tell us who she wants us to find guilty, because that'd be way easier.
So the thing is here is what I think is going on is this was her ambassador to this building essentially, who then was killed. She's trying to make sure that it wasn't. It was I think she wants it to have been people to do with the building so that she can, have cause to evict finally.
We
and
should
strip
find.
them of
If
that
Newton
title.
thinks that, then I think that
What?
we should do so. Then we should make that.
This
we
is
should find them
Midge,
guilty.
but
Oh.
also she also seems like she is of the up and up enough to want to triple check this. And
Yeah.
Newton isn't about is very much not about the throwing the wrong person in on it. So
Yeah.
She doesn't want a war in her city.
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
but if she has to
She
go
probably
to war,
already
she
had
will.
one.
Oh. So,
So
if we think that it is the tower, then is Newton going to struggle to be like,
Oh no, no.
Or you just gonna report
if
it? Facts.
If the facts align and that's the justice, then that's the justice. But
wow.
Newton is very much the answer has to have an answer and it has to be correct. I'm not going to falsify any answer to help someone else's gain. It's been there, done that.
She just fingered
So-
the most likely person and got lunch. Yeah.
So the,
Can't think of without
so the
consent.
question is now with the context of how far it is out of the city. Are you sure you want to split the party, or do you want to all go at once and go there? Because it is a mortuary. It's not just a morgue. So as well, that'd be a place where mourners would also go and things like that.
So
I'm just
I'm thinking there's other stuff that we could probably do. Like, for example, do we want to stake out that tower? Do we want to get like an idea of who comes and goes at the tower and stuff? Like, there's other things.
Ashen was thinking that if
Yeah.
they can't get a hold of a plan,
Hmm.
because they need to know the layout to understand, okay, where could the shot have come from? Because they are a martial ranged, trained person now. That might be something that they can sort of figure out.
It's also the fact of fire is the interesting one.
It was burned through.
Yeah.
That feels like magic.
Yeah.
Maybe it was her mate. She knows the wizard in the town.
But why this corporal as well is the
Well, you should probably look into his personal life.
exactly? Does he have family in town? But I think the body's the best place to start, and then also if we get to the mortuary, they should have record of family. Because if they're being buried, they'll have a burial
The
plot
family
assigned
might
to the
even be
family.
there already.
Family might be there, so. The family might be there. They'll have a record of plot. At least we'll have names, maybe an address that we could then go to.
Yes.
They also might have his or their what's it called? Their personal
Personal
effects. That's the one. Personal effects, and that would also be useful to maybe if they've got ticket stubs to any of the local theaters or receipt of purchase at a time near their death, etc.
You think an actor did this?
Well,
Yeah, Mitch did it.
actors make good assassins.
Ooh. What if it was some of our red buddies, the Blackthorn said?
Yeah, we've got to double check that's not the case as well.
I thought it was male models that made good assassins.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to go to the mortuary? You wanna?
Do you want me to go as well? I could do an opsy.
Myself and Dagmar are definitely gonna go, but considering it's so
I think
far
Jeska
out,
should go to that as well because Jeska's good at talking to people.
Considering
I think
Let's
she
not
would.
split the party.
yeah, let's all go together.
Why
I was
not?
gonna say, considering it's so far out of town, and if people cotton on to what we're doing, like, because we could be being watched from right now, like if it's such a sensitive topic.
Please don't split the party.
The only game where I heard good advice, the only game where it's a problem the party gets split is Dungeons and Dragons. Every other game is generally pretty
No,
fine.
it is not.
Pretty fine.
I am.
We split
The
the
issue with the
party
DM, it
all the
doubles the
time
cost.
for Roach, and I think they're a bit pissed off with us.
Okay, so bookstore, we're gonna go pick up the first couple of prints, and I'm also now we got some payment from other things. I'm actually gonna put some other prints down because I'm gonna gift one to the lady of the city and stuff. So we're gonna go to the bookstore, the printers, and then we'll go to this mortuary.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so You know where the printers are, so you head over. It is
How much
open.
was the nicer one again? Like to have a nice cover.
3 gold, I'm pretty sure.
But I thought it
Yeah.
was 2. Okay.
It was
'cause
2 gold because it
3
was
went down total, so it was 2 for
3 went
the-
down total. It was 2 for the really good one, for like the
Yeah.
bound, like nice
We're-
and polished one.
Were we told when that murder took place, by the way? When that killing took place?
No, they did not. They did not specify a time. They did say recently. Like she said, said it was
wonder
a
if I
recent
should-
murder.
Yeah, I wonder if I should go through their trash. See if there's any.
We don't
like...
know where they live yet.
Well, no, I
At the
mean like
tower.
the tower. Yeah, maybe I should like see all the trash that
'Cause
they throw out
the
the window.
thing is, though, if
Probably.
the thing is, if they were killed whilst in the tower, it's coming through the window. They were killed from outside the tower. So the thing is like the actual point of like where the bullet casing and would be, etc., and that kind of stuff wouldn't be in the tower. So
Was it a
kinda-
meat bullet or an ice bullet? We can't find the casing. Yeah.
But,
Well, if you know where
I'm
he was
actually gonna,
killed
I'm
from.
gonna put down another 3 gold. So I'm gonna get one
Okay,
nice
then.
version, and
So another nice version and a couple of regular
another
versions. So I think
regular.
at grand total you have like 8 copies of
Yeah.
nice, of good, 8 good copies and 2 like really nice copies. I think is the final count. Okay, yeah, they provide you. They were a little bit behind. I rolled it off screen. They were a little bit behind in printing, so they only got one of the normal copies ready. They had backup, so they're still working on the others. You're still on the top of the list, so they'll take your money. They say it'll increase the time for this, so it'll maybe be a day or 2 now to
we've
get it
got
all
that
done.
time now. We're not rushing to totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even if this is a normal copy, we don't have to give a really, really nice copy to Blackthorn. He's a rat. Like,
Wow. Wow. I gotta tell Blackthorn you said
For an
that.
emperor of all things light touches, you're giving him the basic mass market paperback.
correct.
Y'all are super racist against rat folk. I'm just gonna put that out there. You're all like
fucking
lecturing.
murdering everybody.
You're,
I'm okay
you're
with
lecturing
it.
Kluft. You're lecturing Kluft about like, oh, don't say elves, like
So
baby
No,
flesh.
rat
But the
folk
moment
can,
it's like
these 10 rat folk can fucking do one.
the moment Blackthorn, king of an entire city, you're like, oh, send him the basic book. Rats don't even understand what words are.
Listen, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Let's move on.
Structural
Understand
inequality.
money before me. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying there's
Printing press will
systemic
blow their
issues.
fucking minds.
There's systemic issues.
So you pick up that copy, and yeah. If you ask, like Benjamin was there whenever, like he wasn't there in the meeting, but he was there whenever you got out and everything, and so you could ask him where this specifically is, and it's just outside of town. It's about an hour walk there and an hour walk back, so it'll be about 2 hours. That like just in travel time, depending on how long you stay there specifically. But it gives you directions, and you head out on the North Road.
Do we want a break?
Oh yeah,
it would be. It's break
Yeah,
time.
we're,
yeah.
we're 20 minutes overtime.
Yeah, we are.
Midge, that's you.
Yeah, sorry. It's that's me. So we're gonna go to a midpoint break here. We'll see you in exactly 10 minutes time, where we will be back with the second half of tonight's broadcast. When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's rattled and riddled with madness, a radiant pustule. Writing, art, that's storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can beautifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats, Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount to possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast.
Drakoga. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Drakoga.
And we're back.
You sure?
I accidentally clicked and dragged the scene we were on and tried to. Yeah, we're back though. We're back. Trust me.
Hey!
Back! Yay!
You did it. Good job. I can't believe it. I'm proud of you.
Why'd you?
Can't hear you, Mikey. You're muted. So.
I just wanted to say I love the fact that you have that on hand.
It's my favorite line from Your Movie Sucks. It's just
Two things you have on hand: that and the Gary's Mod bounce sound.
And the Minecraft,
I got
Minecraft.
that.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, Enderman.
I got that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's that. There's the bonk.
There's the horny bonk.
There's the bonk. Yeah.
Why don't we hear that more often? We're in a call with Mikey.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I got that because I played Druggtide with Ogrins. So it's a funny thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
because
true.
bonk. Yeah. Either way. So you leave the town. You leave the city on the North Road, going towards Mooresfield, a mortuary up north, about an hour drive.
It's like a Flintstones car. I'll push it.
You get in your Model T and you go an hour north. Yeah, you go an hour.
Suddenly we're playing Infinite Worlds and GURPS.
Jesus Christ.
Such a great campaign.
You
Such a
don't
great
have to
campaign.
wonder who's the GURPS player. They'll tell you.
Oh, 100% of the time. It's because it's the best tabletop role-playing game ever been made, and nobody. So you gotta proselytize at every opportunity.
God damn it. But an hour's walk, and it's the directions you're given are fairly easy to follow. And far outside the town, you come across this kind of crumbling graveyard with a couple of structures around one corner of it. And
Oh, thank God.
it says, like, a sign up there, Mooresfield, with that's MOOR, not ORR.
So it's not trademarked. So it's not trademarked.
It's not trademarked. I found out that's a Warhammer thing. Is more. It's the MORR. That's a thing.
TM.
Yeah, I did not realize that one. This was So
I'm just glad it wasn't a farm that we've come to. I'm just happy about that. Thank God it's a spooky graveyard. Thank God.
It's a spooky, scary graveyard. But yeah, there's a sign and and kind of a couple of stone buildings off to the side. You see a couple of lights coming through. Some big windows on one side, and the actual mortuary, like morgue section off on the other. And you have to kind of ring a bell. It is gated, and their gates are closed, and so you have to pull a string, and there's a bell that kind of rings.
Is it like a big gargoyle mouth? And you gotta walk, ding, like a big Addams Family.
You have one wish left, Professor.
My God. So if you go up and you ring the bell, it takes a few minutes, and an individual comes out wearing kind of a loose black robe that doesn't have a hood or anything like that, with a threadbare white shirt underneath. It's this bald, kind of short-statured man comes out and looks you over and kind of goes over to the gate and goes, "What do you want?"
Hi,
Hey,
my name's Kluft.
we heard that there's a corporal, young man by the name of Talo Velfers. He's in.
Lady send you?
Yes.
Oh, rival.
Hi,
made it back
rival.
from the wilderness.
He made it back from the wilderness of middle of England somewhere. Of the Midlands. the worst place to be.
The worst wilderness in modern existence, the side of a road.
Yeah, absolutely. The side of the road with a broke down car.
Mr. Rival says if you want him, he can join.
Yeah, get on in. He doesn't have to. Not.
Hop on,
We go into the morgue. We unfurl the from the corpse, and there he sits. He lies. About bloody time. I've been waiting for you, lot. He sits up straight.
He's just been taking a nap.
Yeah. The perfect crime. Your own murder.
God, that sounds. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I listened to a lot of I've been forced to listen to a lot of those early 1930s, 1920s audio dramas they used to play on the radios a lot.
No one's been forcing you to listen to those.
No, I've been on car trips with my father. Yes, I have been forced to listen to them. Yes.
It was dark summer.
Oh, that's better acting than they can do.
Yeah, this is fair. This is the 20s and 30s.
This is 20s and 30s. This was one about just some British man who just killed his wife and buried her in the cellar.
I'm all right.
Yeah, that's basically just buried her in the cellar, and then finds out she bought him tickets somewhere and everything. He feels bad. That's the skit. That's the show. They stretch it out for 30 fucking minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Times were tough back then.
Yeah, 5 minutes of content, you gotta stretch it out over 30. Midge knows what that's like.
Honestly, I feel more admiration for the Wholey men that used to work on those than I do for the people that actually voice acted.
True.
Just get it over 8 minutes, Mitch. You just need to get over 8 minutes, then you get it out.
Yeah.
And you're sweet. And you're sweet.
So
I'm
yeah.
confused. Are we talking about videos or something else now?
Hit the bonk sound effect. Hit the bonk sound effect.
Which one is it? That one. There's no label. There's no label.
Just gotta remember.
Yeah. Hey, Rival. You don't have to stream the game, or you have to stream anything. Because we're not actually using it right now.
I also got it sorted.
Yeah.
So it's not zombies, guys. We know it's not zombies.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You'll pick it up. As we'll go.
Drakel's been T-posing in the background this whole time. Don't worry about it.
Basically, we're doing an investigation for the lady of the town. She's going to give us 10 gold each if we do it. We just have to find out who murdered a police officer. We don't have to even capture them.
10 gold each?
Yeah, 10 gold each.
And none of you questioned that this sounds like a really dodgy deal?
I mean, it's nobility. That's just part and parcel of the thing.
There's nuances here that you haven't been conveyed.
Yeah. There's some nuances there.
She's trying to avoid the political fallout for her assumptions being wrong. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ashen sends over notes, and Drakel goes.
Yeah. So this short kind of bald,
he's noble.
the short bald man wearing a black robe and a white shirt kind of comes out. Yeah, he asked you, why you're here. So, the lady send you? Do you mention the?
That's right. Yes.
All right. He goes over to the gate and opens it, and kind of you hear a creak open. It's old hinges, classic old hinges. He goes, all right. Yeah, he's being kept in the morgue. I'll show it to you. Kind of waves you in to kind of leave the to kind of get into the the graveyard so we can close the gate.
So what's it like working in a morgue?
Morose.
What's it like doing whatever you do?
Oh, it's great. I get to acquire things and I put them in piles.
All right, now think you work with dead bodies. And stop talking. Let's go.
Oh. Not very friendly at the old morgue.
He might say they're dead inside.
And this guy just kind of he's shuffling towards this kind of stone structure in the corner of the building. You see just a lot of gravestones, a couple of above ground tombs here and there, with various iconography.
Out of interest, what happens if you get caught robbing a grave, like say a crypt or a tomb? Just
kind of looks at you, gives you like a very hard stare, and goes, well, if we catch you while you're doing it, we'll just leave you in there.
Right. What if you caught after?
Well, then we'll put you in there.
Is it specifically the place that you robbed from, or is it just a generic tomb that you're put in?
He's saying he'll kill you.
Oh. But I will get a tomb though, which is kind of something the kings would get. So that's there's an upside.
No, it'd be a hole in the ground.
Oh.
Just walking.
There's no upside.
Yeah, there is no upside. But he leads you to this kind of like to the structure and opens the door. It's like just a base kind of like wooden door. Opens it. It's being lit by torchlight inside, and kind of guides you down some corridors. And what you see is like you're past a lot of rooms, and you do see like slabs with bodies on a couple of them, a couple of like storage rooms. There are no doors on any of them. A couple that are just filled with jars with various different Ecker liquids.
Does it smell nice?
No, very much smells like embalming fluid and kind of like this like deep musty rot that's in there.
These are some new smells.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah. But
tasty.
Yeah. You see, like, it's the deeper you go, the building's very long, and the deeper you go into the building to the kind of the back where the working rooms are. Like it's a little bit less lit. Definitely see like the kind of curved ceilings. The torchlight flickers across a lot of carved details on the stone, grim-faced skeletal reapers, dancing macabre skeletons kind of thing, various kind of like an all-over-the-place kind of feel to it, before you were eventually led into kind of this cold back room, and you see it's bare, but for a corpse covered by a small black cloth on its pelvis, that lies across a black marble slab that makes up the table.
Ugh.
It's brought in by those northerners, the New Watch. Some of them are still hanging around, blubbering into handkerchiefs, stuffing their faces with sweetbreads over in the mourner's hall. Kind of snorts out, wipes his nose on a sleeve of his black robe.
Do we know if he had any family?
Not my place. I goes over to the corpse. Said there wasn't any blood. Damnedest thing. Maybe you can make sense of it.
Do you have any surgical knives or anything?
Got some, but he's already been slated for burial. Want to get him in the ground as soon as possible.
We'll work fast.
I only got so many slabs here.
I respect that. I turn to the rest of them. Well, I guess staying here at your own peril. This might get a little messy. Well, less so than normal, apparently if he's been exsanguinated. Excuse me, what was this guy's name? Did we catch it? Yeah.
He didn't tell you it. You didn't ask.
Excuse me, sorry.
I did ask his name.
Oh yeah, he didn't.
Excuse me, sir. Like would you mind providing this medical practitioner friend of mine with a few pieces of equipment? We lost ours on the road.
Walks out of the room. And yeah, you are left with the corpse
Is that a no then?
I am going to begin. I'm gonna last chance before I uncover this body.
I don't get it.
No,
dude.
it's not. It's not covered. Like it's covered by a black thing on its pelvis to cover its modesty.
Yeah,
but it's still uncovered totally. You can look at it.
Okay.
I don't get it, dude. He's already dead. He can't tell you nothing.
Oh, that is where you're wrong, young Smokey.
Can I see the hole?
Yeah. No. You look at the body, and what you see is Corporal Velfras probably was a pretty attractive guy whenever he was alive. Above average height, athletic build, loose kind of brown hair, curls, looks to have blue eyes, dead obviously now, staring up unendingly into the ceiling. But honestly, probably striking figure if it weren't for a apple-sized blackened hole going through his chest, through his sternum.
May I make a scrutinize check to begin to gather clues about the body?
I watch Newton with interest.
I would say, actually, you would probably want to use... I would say heal as a medical thing, because there's no standard medical skill like in the game, so you would have to probably use something like that.
Could I use education instead to go the scientific route?
Sure, you could go ahead and do that. It's at a -10.
Okay.
Can I smell anything around the, apart from dead people, around the scarring?
Let's see if I can assist you as well.
Okay.
If you've got a tick in it, or trained in that skill, then yes, you can provide a D10.
Sorry, which
I'm doing education because I don't have healer.
Education.
I mean, I think it might be better, Dagmar, if you make your own medical check afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Could I not do both?
But I got a 50.
Yeah,
I required a 53.
Okay, and Dagmar, you want to do like a heal check? -10 as well.
Would have been 63 had I not gotten that -10.
Would have been 63 if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yep.
Their dog.
You can add a 9 to your thingy.
Well, no, a 9 would mean that he could replace his
I'd fail
tense
if I
with
got
a
a
9.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, it's a help anyways. But yeah, you want to do your heal check, your actual heal check, because he was using education, so you could do just a straight heal check for that, and then we'll go over what you. Actually, that would be at a +20 for heal.
27 plus 20, 47, right?
No. The threshold goes up by 20, not your roll.
Oh.
So what's your?
Mine is 59 is what I'm trying to.
So it'd be a 79. So a 27 will be 5 degrees of success.
Yeah. Because the +20, goes up. Your threshold increases, increasing your chances of succeeding. You both kind of like look through, and what you both notice is that the wound, the burn is even throughout, meaning it was almost instantaneous. It would have had been, and he probably would have died immediately.
Well, at least he didn't suffer.
Additionally, you don't see any signs of struggle in terms of like his hands or his wrists or anything like that. Though, make an awareness check or a scrutinize check.
Okay, I got a 55, which is a crit success, and because my scrutinize, I require a 65.
Okay, cool. And Dagmar?
I got a 35.
Okay.
Against a... Hold on, where is it again? Scrutinize. 48.
Okay, cool. You do notice there is some bruising around the ribs. Kind of like on the edge, like not in the center, but like on the edge, kind of the outside ribs. Though these look pretty old, almost entirely healed when he died, most likely. They're pretty faint.
He was roughed up a while ago, outside of this particular attack that killed him. You can tell by the discoloration of the outer layer of the skin here.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yes, Ashen.
Can I sniff the burn mark and see if I can smell anything weird?
Sure.
That's thinking
you're
smart.
comfortable with sniffing a dead body?
I'm a trapper.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, go ahead and make an awareness check.
We're not all effete city dwellers from the
Probably
spires
negative-
of nobility.
I'm gonna say it's a negative 10 for that. Probably should be more, but whatever.
I got a 9.
Okay. It smells like old burnt pork.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That smells like that burnt human, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But is the wound through and through?
Yeah, no, it goes all the way through. Like it went through his sternum, all the way through his spine, and
And out the back.
He just crumpled probably when he went
spine.
down.
What?
Yeah, so
What
it died
could have made
probably
that?
instantaneously.
Unless it's a form of magic, my next guess would be heated shot from like some of the new
It's about the size of an apple in terms of like
hand
the
cannon.
size of it.
Maybe he was cursed. Maybe he
What's
slept
the
around
angle?
or something.
Is it like that?
It's straight through. Like if you're looking at angles because you rolled well enough, everybody kind of together. It's straight through the chest, goes right through, and probably like took out the whole heart with one shot.
So they didn't come at this from above. They were straight across from him.
Someone in the same room?
But they said it came through the window.
They say a lot of things.
If it was close range, though, there would be more scarring and everything.
But there, we don't know what it was.
If it was magic, could be anything, really.
I've read documentation
You got a
on
GSR kit.
I've read documentation on some of the new battlefield artillery, the powder weapons that have been coming through, and some of those are large enough to cleft a man in twain from hundreds of meters. If the shot had been heated in some way, it probably would have turned...
What is a meter, Newton? I think you mean leagues, right?
Oh, no, so this is...
No, that wouldn't have been a league either.
It's an algometric. It uses a fixed sensitive measurement.
Go forth, go ye forth. 20 and 1/2 furlong.
Because when did the meter come in?
Early 1700s.
Okay, so we are still a bit early for that kind of measurement.
Earth or this setting though.
Oh,
Two
this setting? Fuck you. I'm not gonna world build measurements in this damn setting.
Okay.
They use imperial here. Let's say that they use imperial because
So thousands of yards.
There you go.
I'm looking at so the exsanguination.
No, when you get the sense what he was mentioning was the fact that there was no blood from the wound at all.
Oh, it cauterized.
Like he is, Yeah, he is now exsanguinated because you can definitely see his autopsy has been mostly done. Like he's been drained of blood. He's he's being preserved, and then he is going to be put in the ground or transported or wherever he's supposed to go.
So this is like straight in the chest. This wound.
Sternum, heart level.
So right where my dent is.
Yes.
Cool.
Imagine that. Imagine an apple size going straight through, all the way through.
Yeah. Fair.
This man dead as hell.
Yeah.
Well, if we can't see the room, unfortunately, so we wouldn't be able to check for damage in terms of if it was a projectile, the projectile would have remained in the room or gone through the tower. So, if this is magically entwined, it may have dissipated. I'm not an arcane practitioner, but so this individual would have been dead.
The priest.
Can we turn him over and see if there's like burning on his back or anything?
I mean, if you push him, if you kind of like bring him over, it looks basically the same as the front. Like it's like it's just like it's the same like wound, like basically burnt skin right around the edge, like around.
Which way was he shot? Is it definitely through the front?
None of you know.
Well, I can tell you that with most things, the exit wound tends to be worse than the entry wound. However, this looks about the same, which makes it very hard to differentiate.
So either
Which way are the ribs broken? Are they broken that way or that way?
There are no it looks like the core of this man was burned and ripped through instantaneously. It wasn't like something came in and put. Yes, go ahead, Drakel.
The only way an entry wound would be smaller than an exit wound is if it was a projectile, and when the projectile hit, it expanded.
Yeah. And these are clean, same size through and through, correct?
Yes. It is through and through. It
like
is
he was
burnt
impaled.
evenly through. It's an even burn all the way through.
Just some kind of super hot metal or something.
Super.
Magic, I'd assume.
I would say.
The man in black robes comes in and he's holding like a little like leatherette of a couple of things. He goes, you still need these?
Dagmar, could you just do those? Is there anything else we need to check for this body?
You said that some of his friends were out in the morning area, right?
Yeah, one of them brought him in a few days ago. Looks like a couple of them are all out there.
They're the god, though, aren't they, sir?
Few of them look to be. Some of them don't see a uniform on. Actually, none of them have a uniform on. Though I did see at least one of them was the one that brought him in. Took all of his gear with him after we undressed him. Didn't have any armor on. That was something I noticed.
Okay, that's fair. That's to be expected, I think.
I think I know what's happened.
Enlighten me.
I think I've solved it.
Enlighten me, Kluft.
I think he has been...
Retract some of the burnt skin. I'm just kind of going over... I'm just over Dagmar's shoulder, like, sort of... See if he can, like, test the wound, etc. But yeah, keep going. Kluft, what is it you want?
I think that he has obviously started an illicit affair with perhaps someone in the guard tower. That his wife or lover has taken offense and has employed perhaps some sort of to do a murder in or them.
Did any of his friends mention the wife or anything?
I just saying everyone I know that got killed because sleeping around, or they stepped on Big Tail's tail.
You need better friends.
Well, I got you guys
else, now. You can go ask them in the mourner's hall. I just prepare the body.
Did the priest who did the autopsy leave any notes?
I'm the one who did the autopsy.
Oh. Anything stand out from your observations? Other than the gaping
No.
hole.
That was pretty much all I looked at. No bleeding, no stains of blood on any of his clothes when we took them off. They were burned tiny bit around the hole, clean through both sides.
Did you go
That's
into the
about
room?
it.
Did you place the body in the room?
I didn't take.
Oh.
He was brought here.
Brought it. Sorry. Sir.
By who?
One of the guys outside.
One of the individuals, tall one, black hair. That's all I really remember. Wore a guard's uniform.
I think we go talk to them.
Remember, they're
And
not
we-
allowed to know who we're working for.
I mean, we're just independent, concerned citizens. Always has been, always will be.
We're not actually meant to be talking to them, though, remember?
Yes, but that makes this a whole lot harder than it. You know, we can't go see the room, we can't do all this, we can't talk to the guard.
Why not just tell them that you were a friend?
I think these people would know if they knew someone who looked like me.
Why? You're not that notable.
You're very, very blind, Kluft, for someone with only one eye.
Is it the hooves you're talking about?
And the horns,
Oh,
everything else.
Sometimes I forget they're even there.
Yeah, that's Kluft's face blind, remember?
He's face blind, not body blind.
So you all look alike to me.
Unless you reckon.
Yeah. Anyway.
Very, very distinct.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, if you
listen,
want, I could tell him that I was, he's a guard, right? I could be a CI. I've heard of those.
Kluft, what does CI stand for?
I don't know.
Well, at least he's honest.
I think it's like CI tell you what's going on, I think is what it stands for. CI tells you what's happening in the street.
Wait, hold on a second.
CI.
Common instigator.
Yeah.
The man in the black robes goes, the one who took it was a sergeant something, starts with a G. Brought him in.
Sergeant Gelder?
Geldrick?
That's the one. Geldrick.
That was it. Brought him in.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know if we can
Can't-
solve this case without talking to them, Newton.
Well, we can't talk to him.
Well, I said to the lady's face that I was going to consider talking to him directly. I asked her to her face what was his name.
Yeah, but
I don't think she really cares if we talk to the guard as long as she doesn't come back to her. I don't think.
Yes, but he saw us. Okay, he saw us going in there.
You can say that in character. That's something Newton noticed.
Yeah, I know, but it's so hard to just constantly talk in this voice.
You gotta pick an easy voice, dude. You gotta pick an easy voice.
I was hoping I would get to use the other one as much as this, but no.
No. All right, Lou, I get your point, Newton. So what do we do then? Do we talk to the people in the morning hall because they don't know we've been to visit the lady at least?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend some more time with the body, just try and evaluate everything, pick up anything we missed, any dirt under the fingernails, any, anything.
From what she can tell, this guy was impeccably groomed. Like he is like his nails
yeah.
was well cared for.
Gotta love her.
His he was like not well shaved, but he had a like kind of like fuzz or like like a well kept kind of like 5 o'clock shadow. Like it was well kept. Like everything's like it looks like just honestly it looks like it could be some sort of almost nobility in some
Some
way.
sort of meal model.
Well, he's
Oh,
kept.
no, he's not. He's not like lesser noble, like fourth son of someone trying to just.
He definitely looks better groomed than
Any
what you
venereal
expect.
diseases, anything like that?
One question.
Nothing you can
actually.
tell, but he definitely looks better groomed than somebody of a corporal and a city guard should look.
I do have a
Wow,
question.
classism.
I do have one question. Is this guy human?
Yes.
Cool.
Out of character, I'm telling you, I think this is a personal spot. I think it's a lover's quarrel. I think this guy has been sleeping around. Why else would you have a pedicure? Why else would you try to look so?
What gender's
Tyler.
the mage? in
Got a
town?
bunch
Do
of
we know?
lovers.
Don't know. I don't think so. I don't think you've been told.
Telling you. What was he doing there in the tower? What about that?
He was hired by the loyal
The lady.
guard
Yeah.
as essentially the ambassador to the non-loyal guard to try and have a conversation with them. Had a room there while he was having those conversations and was murdered in that room
No
from
armor
the
on.
outside because it was his
From
room.
the-
I'm guessing through the window, but it could have been someone much closer who then escaped through the window. We're not sure, but it's like, yeah.
Yes, Ashen.
Ashen's been looking at the body and just sort of says out loud, are we sure that it came from outside and through and not inside and out?
It's a good question. I'm not ruling anything out, to be honest.
You can't even tell that without getting into the room.
You could.
Well,
yeah.
you can actually. If they shot the projectile out through the glass would be outside the tower.
You expect it to have glass?
It sounds like this place might be somewhat up and up, maybe. They can afford to go out and buy food stocks. They can go out. They have their own little economy, I'd assume. This place, it wouldn't be cheap. You know?
In fairness, that's all out of charity.
Not always.
No, this time it is though. She told. That
Well,
they're
what I'm
supported by the
saying
local community.
is, did someone make his heart explode?
Oh, it's a bit too low
Whoa.
for that, but
Whoa, that's pretty metal.
it is too low for that, right? It's not sided, it's centered.
No,
is it?
sternum goes quite a ways up and down your
Yes, but to,
ribcage. It
to
would
be the heart, it would be on one side.
Is
He's a
this
human.
well?
I said it took out his heart.
Yeah, the heart's like here.
Yeah, the
I
heart.
mean, it's not. It's a little. It's
The heart's like here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a bit closer.
so but you
yeah.
said it's center, right? Or is it sided? If
It's-
it's sided, then this is.
It's through his sternum, but it's on the side. It's on the same level in terms of height as his heart would be, and it looks like because I'm pretty sure from the heart that would have caught the whole bottom half of the heart because it still hangs crooked in the bottom.
Yeah, it does hang crooked. That's true.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Well,
You're strange.
Not all of us have
You're
perfect
special.
hearts. Jeez.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's total opposite. Abnormal chest.
but yeah, you see the guy in black is getting a little impatient. Are you done, or
I'm gonna go talk to the guys in the morning hall. You do what you need to do, sir. And I'm gonna go out and talk to them.
Do you happen to know? I don't know. Do you happen to know what side of the schism this gentleman fell?
I don't know.
Well, don't want to rule out anything. Could be religious quarrel.
He's just a body with a weird wound.
I've walked out at this point and I go looking for the mourners hall.
Is anybody else going?
I mean,
Ashen's following, but they're not going to say anything.
it's literally nothing we can do here. So
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay. So you all shuffle out. Yep. Yes.
Did his heart explode?
Did his heart explode?
I mean, you can't see it really because it's cauterized like mass going through the.
Okay, one
the
final
hole.
thing. Dagmar, let's check the heart.
Yeah, let's extract it and have a better look.
If you look in, you see that it caught the bottom half of the heart going through, like just all the way. Basically, anything in the path of whatever this was just got taken out, or off, or disappeared, or disintegrated, or whatever. It's just gone. So, but other than that, it doesn't look like there's any external, like other damage to it. Honestly, everything else kind of around it looks fine.
This like full black and burn everything. So like bone and all. Okay, so this like was so hot that it vaporized everything. So this is magic.
But that's what you look.
Question about this world, Roach.
This world, yeah.
Yes. Can you purchase things like scrolls of magic? Like, do you necessarily have to be a wizard user to like magic? But can like a lay person purchase a scroll and go kablooey and blow somebody's heart out of their chest?
If you were somehow rich enough to be able to afford buying a magic item or a magic scroll, you would not be able to cast anything from it. It would just be an exceptionally well-made vellum, perfect scroll with like ancient wording on it. It wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm also pretty sure that's not a thing. I'm pretty sure you can't cast from a scroll.
So you can't. No, like I've never heard of it or anything. I'm just what I get.
Yeah.
Whether or not it like would have to be a magic user.
Can't hear you at all. For some reason, your mic's not keying up.
Oh, how about now?
Well, I mean, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure whether or not it's like we're only, you know, it could only be a magic user, or whether or not there could be like a non-magician who would be able to actually utilize magic in some way.
Right. Well, if it's a magic user, then it'd have to be. If it was a magical effect, then it would have to be a magic user.
Okay, cool.
So that's what you know. But yeah, so you all take a look at that and then shuffle out and head over. You do see an area of the graveyard that's a little bit more lively. Opposite side, you see several kind of townsfolk being treated to tea and biscuits, kind of an adjoining hall. See a couple of attendants wearing kind of the same thing that the individual you that led you to the body are wearing, but a little bit nicer and more well kept, kind of like basically consisting of the same kind of like black robe and white shirt, but a little bit less macabre. Yeah, you see them kind of like coming back and forth carrying some trays.
Is there anyone who looks like they could be the group that what was they called them again? Sorry, I don't remember the name of what the mortuary inside mentioned. I think that's the right name. I don't remember.
He just called them like the Northerners, like the New Guard.
Yeah,
he called
the
them.
New Guard.
Yeah. I mean, like most people, they're all just like they're all in like a big group, like of the townsfolk. They're not like in like a separate group. It doesn't look like there's multiple mourners for different groups right now, or different parties. Looks like a fairly large one. Like as you like walk up and you're kind of like off the other side, one of the probably individuals of this order that manage this graveyard kind of come up and goes, "Are you here for the corporal as well?"
Are these all here for the corporal?
Yes, he's seems to be very popular.
Interesting.
We rarely get this many mourners for even pillars of the community.
She's writing in a notebook. Thank you.
I mean,
in a way,
you can step in and provide what's necessary for the mourners. All are welcome.
Thank you. She will step in, She's carrying the notebook.
Ashen's going to hang outside and just try and listen to the conversations.
Okay. All right.
Can I
So-
attempt to ingratiate myself to this crowd of mourners in order to because Jeska's lost people, she's lost friends or whatever like that. She knows what they're going through. She's trying to be very oh, I've not really, I'd never met him, but a few people I knew were very appreciative of him, and I wanted to try. She wants to try and ingratiate herself to the.
So you're being kind of respectful of the corporal, or being kind of sympathetic towards their loss. Is
Yes.
kind of the okay. So you get a +10 for that. Give me a. Gonna say it's gonna be a. Probably. Trying to get information about the corporal.
Yeah, she's just trying to be charming and talk to them and be I
Give me
heard a lot about them.
Yeah, give me a rumor check. Get a flat
Fellowship.
roll.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat roll, because would have been a -10. Yes.
While he's
Drakel.
doing that, can Drakel case any eligible ladies who are on their own looking very sad?
Nice.
Age is not an issue.
Nice.
Fair.
I like where this is going.
I mean, I'm not one to argue. I
You
don't judge.
see funeral, I see business opportunity. Obviously, I'm going to try and pump them for information on the corporal
Why
and
did you
things like
say
that.
pump?
I was
Because I
about
knew
to.
you'd have a problem with it.
I won't lie. I was about to say after he finished that sentence, I was going to say, and he's going to pump for something else later on too. Hit the sound effect, Roach. You know you want to.
Come on.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. If you're going to try and do that rifle or Drakel in that way, it'll be a -10 rumor check.
What, rumor?
Yeah, rumor. -10.
Yeah, great, it's a flat
for that
roll.
check.
I got the 22, so a critical success versus a 50.
Okay. Just see what Drakel comes up with.
Roll them bones.
Roll limbo. Let's see.
9.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, so Jessica, you kind of ask around and you're being very respectful, and there's a lot of they seem particularly saddened by the loss. Many kind of become insensible when you start bringing it up again, saying things like, he was like a father to me, and he's the reason why I'm the man I am today. Kind of things like that. Trying to ask about him. But let's see. You do get a couple of bits of information throughout that. One of the individuals talks about the corporal's courage was really great. Stood up to kind of a hedge maze on Wizard's Way by himself. Seen kind of engaging in some heated arguments afterwards. But you do also hear a couple of things about you get well enough acquainted with them, Jessica, that they do drop a thing that he'd drink a bit more than was appropriate in some occasions, and he had been reprimanded a couple of times for drunken disorderly conduct while on duty. Drakel, if you're specifically looking for women, ladies,
Widows.
you do, yeah. Nobody looks to be particularly a widow. They don't look to be with a widow.
I did not say widow. I said women. Please
Either way,
do not listen to my gnome friend. She has no freaking clue what she's talking about.
There's a kind of a middle-aged artisan woman named Hiskara Glazer. who's like you get is a glassmaker. But what she says, she didn't know him very well, but she knew his type. He's a good man, and Leonzing is sorely lacking in good men these days. Kind of the gist you get from her. Yeah, he just get information. He did rent a room at the Bay House Inn in town, though apparently he did not drink there, or very occasionally drank there. And how many success levels did you get? Like, how many levels of success did you get, Jeska?
So it was 22,
Drakel?
so that would be 2, but it was a crit.
So 2 and a crit. Okay, cool. And Drakel, how many success levels did you get with a 9? What was that on your flat roll?
I was a 43, and it was my target, so
That'd be 3.
3. Okay, cool. You get a couple other bits of information. He was a bit known. He had been known to punish ruffians and kind of other sorts by setting some fellow guards on them, beat them in the streets, which wasn't necessarily out of the ordinary. It's somewhat common, but seemed to take a little bit more pleasure in it. Let him go a little bit longer than was strictly necessary on there. He was fairly loved by people around town, and his major patrol route was around the marketplace, the kind of the central market square, and people knew him pretty well around there. Might be another decent place to ask around. What'd you get? That was 2. That was total 5 levels. Him going to the tower where the previous Lord's loyalists currently dwell was his own attempts to bridge the gaps between the current guard and the previous guard. That was retroactively blessed by his commanding officer.
That was a Sergeant Gitterick, right?
No, higher than that.
Oh, even higher up. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, those are kind of like most of the bits of information you get as you ask around, but everybody seems really torn up about it. And you do notice there's a couple of individuals that are that definitely are guards, but they're out of uniform, they're off duty in here. But you don't notice anyone going by the description of the Sergeant Orbrin Geldrick.
Can I attempt to charm one of the... I'm just going to go up to one of the ones that I recognize as a guard, and I'm going to attempt to worm my way to his good graces, because he might know something that we don't, because obviously he might have heard rumors from inside the guard, maybe about, a girlfriend or a boyfriend or some sort of partner out there that he might have scorned at some point.
What you got was basically what you got from this group. They particularly the guardsmen that you can you think are the guardsmen, the kind of we're well built, groomed kind of men. The kind of they're particularly broken up so they don't provide a lot of good information. So it's a bit hard for that. But those are kind of that's all the information you kind of get from a decent amount of time questioning the mourners and kind of going around being very,
respectful.
Respectful. That's kind of what you get from there. And
right.
You're...
I do have one question. Any of those guard-looking people stand out? Any noticeable scars or markings, tattoos?
Nothing too noticeable. Just a lot of fairly clean cut. Young, athletic men. There's
So these are the guys who got to look after like the nicer part of the city because they're all, none of them look like they've been shanked recently.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad off. Make an awareness check.
Sure. Dice, where are you? Oh no, that's not it. That's a 72, which is definitely not a success.
Yeah, nothing really stands out.
Cool.
All right.
That's my last question. Unless Drakel has anything he wants to ask.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. You Yeah, you spend some time. That's about. You kind of run into a wall at that point where you're not getting any more information that you don't already know, kind of out of these people. And if you're trying not to look like you're just investigators, trying to look at just people who are like concerned citizens, or
Yeah, I'm just trying to be as nice and respectful and all that. Yeah.
Then you can't really. Yeah. By doing that, that's about all you really get out of them. After about maybe I'll say maybe an hour, kind of spending in the parlor, just
Jeska's happy with that.
And biscuits and kind of going through that.
Yeah, Jeska's happy with that because she's gotten some information out of it, some good information out of it.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, and I'll say you get about the gist of a lot of the same things, Ashen. So you're listening because those were all pretty good rolls about gathering information. So yeah, so you've got a couple of things. What do you want to go ahead and do?
I will info dump to the party about everything that I have learned while doing my rumors. So it seems like the corporal was popular among most folk. The mortuary workers here noted that the group here is actually larger than even some of the bigger pillars of the community. There wouldn't be as many mourners for that, which is a strange one. A lot of them are saddened. I heard a few of them mention that he helped mold them into the men they are today, that he was like a father to them, which is strange. He didn't seem that old.
Yeah, isn't he only like 20 odd?
Yeah, maybe 25, maybe on the outset.
How old were these
25
individuals
is like
saying this?
as
they
we've
run the
discussed.
gambit. They run the gambit. Most of them are like older. He'd say like average, maybe 28.
Well, to be fair, most men in this day and age in their mid-20s are like ancient. You gotta get ready to throw
They're
them in
not
the bin.
that ancient though. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you gotta throw them in the bin in a few months' time.
Is anyone else thinking the body we just saw is not the person we think is dead?
It could be possible.
They
What
got
are-
the wrong person?
What are funeral like in this? Do the bodies get identified? Surely.
Oh yeah, no. At this point, what they have at this point, they're having the pre-morning session, and then the body will be sent off to the family, or it'll be buried in the graveyard that it's currently in, and there will be a viewing of the body at some point. Usually there may be some extraneous circumstances because there is a giant hole in the chest that might not necessarily.
It's a
be
closed
something that
casket
people
type
wanna
funeral.
see. Yeah, but you do know he was taken in by somebody who was apparently a friend, or at least you hear he was a friend.
Mhm.
And some of the bits of information you have heard definitely match, blue eyes, kind of brown hair.
It's kind of it'd be different if it was his face has been blown out. At that point, you're there's no true identifying features in this day and age aside from scars or tattoos or other identifying features. But in this case, it's well, his face is still right there. I can see that is the man in question. So
Yeah, so
it'd be harder to misidentify him.
You don't know one way or another, but definitely.
Yeah. That's fair. There was also mention of his courage. He sold to a hedge mage, which I thought was interesting. He mentioned that on Mage's Row there was a heated argument there. He also apparently drank a lot. He had been reprimanded for drunken disorderly conduct on duty. He rented a room in the Bayhouse Inn. Sorry, was it Bay or Bay House?
Bayhouse Inn.
Bayhouse Inn. He didn't drink there, however, which was noted. He was known to punish ruffians, beatings common enough, maybe a little sadistic because he let them tend to go on a bit longer than maybe he was, pushing the limit of what was allowed. He was loved by people around town. The central market square was his main patrol route. So I was thinking maybe I could head there and try and gather some information, talk to some of the local stalls. I believe actually the cobbler that I met, Ferrand, I think he's set up somewhere near there. I think maybe I could talk to him,
Close.
see what he thinks. Then there was he was actually going to the tower on his own attempts to sort of bridge the gap, or mend bridges, I suppose, between the old and new guard. It was blessed apparently by high command, and I'm not talking like his sergeant blessed it. I mean higher up command blessed it.
Blessed post-mortem, I think you said.
No, post the initial try of it.
Yeah, post
Did it,
initial,
and then they found out and they said, "All right, keep going," kind of thing.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. That's everything I seem to have noted.
So is it like
He
essentially?
seems highborn to me.
More than likely.
Got a chip on his shoulder for sure. Like he is.
Maybe
Very
he
interesting about the mage thing.
He is over trying.
If I had to guess, he's probably like the third-born son of some
Or a bastard.
mid-tier noble or bastard, potentially, like myself. We tend to try a little bit harder. we tend to know we don't really belong in any sphere, I suppose. But anyway, he's.
I'm. You said some of the people you're speaking to also had come out to see this. Were saying he's a good man, but didn't really know him.
The woman that Drakel met said they didn't know him too well.
But she knew his type.
She knew his type. She was mourning a good person dying.
It was very showy.
Whenever people die, people tend to.
Even more so when you can gain something from it. Be it a favor or maybe
we're always going to see a few more extra people in a suspicious death because people like to gawk at the corpses, but this is a little bit.
Yeah, everybody seemed pretty broken up.
Yes.
Everybody seemed pretty upset about the whole situation, Newton. Usually if people were here to gawk, they wouldn't be, well,
But that's what
sad.
I'm saying. This is very.
It's very irregular. I'll agree with you on that one.
What's the split of gender in the group?
It's like probably 90% guys. Like
Oh, he was gay.
men.
Good to know.
No. So this
He also
most-
worked in a largely male field, so
Yeah,
That's
that's
to be
what I'm
expected.
saying. So this is more like a military funeral.
yeah, it's a military funeral and lots of men wearing very
Okay.
very well pressed uniforms.
That's less weird then. So this is like the overachieving. So this guy is like. Okay. This guy is like he's the like Lieutenant Gordon of this. Like he's going out of his way to fix problems that aren't necessarily in his purview. He's doing
Yeah.
things his way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one is
doesn't-
bound to make enemies.
He
Yes.
doesn't sound like any guard I've ever heard of.
Hedge mage, we've met a hedge mage.
You're right,
Yeah.
Alexander.
If you're specifically asking about it, they will provide you the name of the hedge mage. Like if you kind of like if you go
Yeah,
into it, 'cause
that
you
seems to
still
make
have
sense.
still got a little bit. Yeah, it was.
Is it Alexander?
No, it was. It's a hedge mage goes by the name. A hedge mage is kind of like a broad stroke term. He is licensed by the princedoms, like general like.
Hedge mage
like
is living
Arcano.
hedges. You can't change my mind.
But his name is Christoph Engel.
K or C?
C. Christoph.
I'm pretty sure there is a type of hedge mage in the Zweihander book that is actually a mage who lives in a hedge.
Yeah, there is.
No, it's somebody who's like, somebody's like a druid. Yeah, that's a thing.
That
It's
was
more like
an
a
option
term.
for Ashen.
It's more like a term of a mage that doesn't have a profession with like a standard like set profession. This is more like a mercenary mage kind of thing. It's kind of like a hedge knight.
Hedge knight, hedge
you mean like
mage,
a hedge mage as in freelance kind of.
Yeah.
So
like,
that's
rather than
as Roach just said.
I live in a hedge.
Yeah. Well, as Roach just said, think of it like a hedge knight.
Bombadil right now. We're not talking about that.
Oh, I was thinking
it's a
more
hedge
Tim
knight.
the Enchanter. I was like, Tim it's
fair,
not that kind of weird wild mage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's Roach is it definitely rings a bell for the hedge knight sort of comparison because it's like I'm roaming between towns looking for work.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we've got to go back to the town now. There's nothing else we can get here.
We're given the fact that he does have a room at the
Bay Inn.
The Bay House Inn.
Bay House Inn.
His primary patrol route was the marketplace, where a lot of people knew him. So that's another fertile ground if you want to like go.
So
to that.
what do you guys think? Do we do the patrol route first, or do we go visit the inn?
Well, what's closer?
Don't know if we'd know that.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. Does anybody know which one's closer?
Well, you know where the marketplace is, and that's kind of like on the other. That's on like past the center point of town, like near the southern-ish part of town. So you'd have to go.
That's like
most of the town.
that's near like George Hill and Heatherhorn. Is that right? That's like that square in the middle of the town.
It's like that's a square in the middle of town. That's near. That's near.
Near the big church.
Yeah. So you could go there. I mean, you could go in and just ask where the Bay House Inn is, and you could probably be directed to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I mean, if that's what you want to do, it's we'll just kind of like gloss over time of travel, going back into town. And if you ask, it doesn't take you long. You ask like, "Where's the Bay House Inn?" And it's like, "Where's the Holiday Inn in town?" And it's the people point it almost directly. Like it's not like a hole in the wall. It's actually like a fairly well-known inn. Not too far away from actually like the main market square. It's a bit off to the west. So it's in Old Town, just on the edge of Old Town and Wide Street kind of district, like thoroughfare. And it's a fairly nice like multi-story building.
Stone or wood?
It looks to be a mix. Like the first floor is primarily made out of stone, where the second one is kind of then built up and it's kind of been integrated into it. So that way.
It's an expansion.
It looks that would be what you've seen. It specifically, like if you go in and you ask around, you're pointed to the owner of the inn. By the way, the inn doesn't actually like have like a tavern in it. Like this is like it has a small place for people that drink. That actually like
it's a boarding house more than anything.
It's a boarding house. They have a place for it. They can provide it, but it's not like a major tavern drinking area.
That makes sense.
They do serve alcohol though, and it's kind of like a.
I mean, that makes sense because from what we've learned about the corporal is that he liked drinking, and if you can't get a big feed of drink here, you probably went, well, I'll go out drinking with my actual with my guard friends in a bigger beer place or whatever. Makes sense.
Yeah. You point the proprietor, and you meet with a kind of a heavyset guy. Goes by the name of Gunther Abend, or Abend, which is ABEND, Abend, and then Gunther as in whatever you like to spell as Gunther.
Unatar, the silent P's and G's.
Yeah.
Gunther with an X. What?
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah. If you're pointed, if you ask and you pointed to him, it's but no, it's a fairly nice place. It's got its
Does it look like it would be affordable on a guard's salary?
If you look around and you kind of like as you ask around and stuff like that, definitely you get the feel of a place that is not a patron. People locally don't go to it.
Yeah,
it looks like it would be like a high price establishment. Like and
So
most of the
he
people you
had
see in it
money.
are like middle to upper ranks, kind of. Like if you're looking at like uniforms or middle upper class, if you're looking at people when you kind of like see going in and out as you walk in, because it's got like its own. Yeah. It's not like posh, but it's like, you know, if you got middling
It's about that.
money.
It's about that
mage
point where
posh.
it's like, it's mage posh.
It's what a middle class person would kind of splurge on.
Yeah, this is like it's it's been a busy week, or I've had a good month, and I'm gonna go and enjoy myself.
I want to treat myself. Yeah.
And he stays
it's
here
got its
all
own
the time.
He's got a room here. It's got its own stables, a coach house, a post office. There is a bar and a dining room. And
Was this the place where we would have ended up
money.
if our train had come through? Is this where we would have ended up, or is it somewhere else?
Oh no, you would have like no.
This is way too fancy for that.
No, you probably would have gone.
Perhaps, but not us.
Maybe you, but yeah. This doesn't look too out of place from some of the places you've stayed. This definitely be like, you know.
She's like this is a nice place. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's fairly nice.
That's the point. Do they let Kluft in?
No.
I'd
gets
say
a
they
booty.
I'd say they probably wouldn't let most of you in. Honestly, if we're looking at like in terms of like they're keeping an eye on people coming in, then we're talking like Ashen probably wouldn't be somebody they'd initially say. Kluft probably wouldn't be.
How's it feel? Out in the
Drakel
cold.
would pass the test. Drakel, Newton, and Jeska would pass the test, and depending on kind of like how Dagmar carried himself, he might be let in. Like,
Dagmar's a proud dwarf. It depends, I suppose.
So like if he stepped the confidence, definitely. But if it was kind of like, you know, quiet Dagmar, like a little timid, they'd really go like
trying to get into a bar when you're under 18.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, no, it's like that kind of place. But no, if you ask and you're kind of like saying like we've got business
When's
or
your
something
birthday?
like that.
What year? Every year?
Yeah. But if you ask like a person who works there, like and say like, can we talk to somebody in charge or something like that, you're met by Mr. Gunther, the proprietor. Heavyset man, human, comes out and asks you, well, what do you? You said you had business.
Mr. Abrin, nice to meet you. My name is Jeska. This is my my companion Newton J. Hemlock and Drakel Desertwind III. We're here looking into something to do with a patron of yours. One Corporal Tylo Veldres.
Oh yeah, sad that.
Very.
Heard about it.
He seemed very popular.
Paid on time.
That's good. It's very good. We were just wondering if we could take a look at his room, see if there's anything he may have left there that might have given us some inkling as to who might have done this to him.
Oh, sorry. It's not policy unless it's friends or family. You got official license to, I'll let you in, but can't much betray that trust. One of the
That's
reasons
fair.
people
You do
come
it
here.
once, and I get it. You do it once, everyone knows, and you lose your good word.
I'll
try my letter of writ on him to see if it
Oh.
works.
Just say you're France.
I'll just see if he'll accept this. I am actually a licensed investigator, and I show him my letter of marque.
do that thing, show it very quickly.
Oh no, I'm
So they
doing the
can't see.
Doctor Who thing. It's completely blank. You're just trying to bamboozle.
The old late show where he's like reading the tweets and emails. Like,
All right, give me a guile check.
Ooh.
And give me a -10 on that guile as well, because this guy is
Ah,
first.
oh.
He has a
No,
he
you
has a high.
can't give me a -10 on that, I don't think.
It's getting out of hand,
Yeah. All right, well, roll it, and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, you technically can, yes, but
because you could roll a
percentile.
1. Yes, roll percentile, because he's versed in the legal system, because he has very high class patrons.
See,
that you
law
can spend.
technically is education, but
You
No,
could
I-
spend
But
a reroll.
But you're
if you
lying
wanted.
here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use a reroll if you wanted to.
You realize that I need to try and hit a 17 or lower.
Is
It's a 17% chance, man.
While I failed, do you guys want me to re-roll it?
Yeah, we got 15 minutes left.
My house is burnt down. I don't care. Go for it.
We got 15 minutes
Cool.
left. You go ahead and roll if you want.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, no, you can like
What?
produce it, and he goes. "Yeah, you're going to need a more official license than that. Sorry. Appreciate the guile. Oh yeah.
Well, you can't blame a woman for trying, huh?
Like I said, obviously you're dealing with this death or something. If you can get a license for it, I'll let you in. That's best I can do. Or if you can, no, just get a license. We'll see what happens.
We can't get a license for it, so...
Do you happen to know, does he have family in town?
I don't know much about him, honestly. I know a couple of people he would bring in, they'd visit, sometimes eat dinner here. Most of the time he just came in, slept, and left.
Fair enough. Thank you for your honesty.
Can you describe him to me? Just physical
yay
appearance.
big, not yay big, kind of dusty brown hair, blue eyes, human.
About how old?
So, oh, probably 20 something. You know, maybe
Young.
maybe 30 if he particularly like, you know, easy life. He was a guard though, so I'm not sure about that. But
Thank you.
How do you suppose you run a very fine establishment, if I do say so?
well, thank you. Yes.
How do you suppose someone on a guard salary affords it? You say he pays always on time.
Don't know, but he pays it. He hadn't got any, and he's a part of the guard.
Has any...
Seems-
You won't let us to the room. It's fine. Has anyone else been to the room?
I'm trying to think. Maybe one. No, he just came by asking. No, nobody's been to the room.
Who just came by asking?
Some feller captain in the guard.
No. Makes sense.
Wanted to know, make sure this is his place of residence. If he had any forwarding mail address or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Probably to inform family or you know, sort of thing.
Yep, he's paid up for the rest of the month, so as per the lease, I can't really do nothing with what's in there. So, waiting until that. Hopefully some family come and get it.
Yeah. Fair
I
enough.
appreciate what you're doing, hopefully. Good luck. Kind of like,
Have a good day, sir.
yeah, walks back into the establishment because you weren't technically let too far in because you hadn't paid anything.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, you're kind of like, yeah, you sit outside thinking that, looking at the building.
Jeska pulls out her pipe.
So we were so stonewalled everywhere.
She doesn't like the pipe. It's just in her hand.
It's just,
She's tapping it against her lips.
It's like a worry stone. It's like a worry
Can't
stone.
get a letter of mark because...
Well,
Or
Then
can't
over.
we?
we could always. I was just about to suggest we could go talk to the sergeant.
No, because they're not allowed to know that we're...
Could eeny meeny
Drakel.
miny rival roll a d6 for me, please. Got a pretty good chance.
What if I had a D6 out?
7 days later, he rolls a d6.
7 days later.
2.
2? Cool. Yeah, no, as you're thinking this, you're kind of going through, don't have a letter of mark, can't get in the room, can't go to the scene of the crime, can't talk to anyone, body produced nothing, only got rumors. A group of individuals kind of comes up to you kind of timidly.
Yes.
And you see they're all dressed as guard. They're dressed as the standard guard uniform of the city.
North Guard.
North Guard. They're just guard of Leonsing, but they're loyal to the lady who is from part of the northern princedom. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And you definitely you see two things. One individual kind of like not leading the pack, but off to the side, you recognize from the mourners hall. And two, you see a familiar face from the ladies' study waiting room. You see a sergeant, that's what you've been told, Sergeant Oberyn Gellericht, kind of like leading the group. You know, a little bit finer uniform, definitely with some sergeant markings on his sleeves.
Sergeant Oberyn Gellericht, just the man I was looking for.
It's 6 men and women, kind of like they're all dressed in their regular garb. But they've all got like red, black ribbons on their arms or somewhere affixed.
Sign of mourning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeska does say that to him when she notices him. She says, Sergeant Oberyn Gellericht, nice to see you. Just the man I was looking for.
Kind of removes the hat he's wearing.
Sorry about the corporal.
I'm sorry to bother you. But
we're not really doing anything right now, so.
Heard you were looking into Corporal Vilfras's. I heard you were looking in seeking justice for the corporal.
That would be correct.
Seems to like have a lot of trouble, like discussing the specifics as he goes. It's kind of like very
choosing his words carefully.
Yeah, well, he's trouble discussing the unpleasantness, and he's definitely got like his eyes kind of well up when he starts when he mentions the name.
Right?
Yep.
He's the one that brought the body to the mortuary.
The mortuary. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's the one that took the body's like personal effects back. Pardon me. It's very fresh.
It's not easy, I know. Take your time.
Sure you understand. Yes, as you said, my name's Oberyn, Sergeant Gellericht. I prefer keep it professional, like. No grudge if you do so. We were Corporal Velver's crew, closest friends within the guard. Pardon, we're we were wondering if we could maybe be a help to you. We don't want to get in the way of any investigation, anything like that.
Do we have somewhere private where we could talk? The street isn't exactly the quietest place to have a conversation like this, Sergeant.
He kind of waves you over, and kind of the group kind of like shuffles you over to a alleyway. A couple of the party of them kind of like stand at the entrance to the alleyway and kind of like look out and keep an eye on things as you go a little further in.
I'm gonna nudge Ashen. Keep an eye out as well.
I was going to.
I know. It wasn't worth me saying, really, was it?
No, I understand it's got to be all done proper. Otherwise, whoever did it get away. I understand that better than most. But a lot of folk around here are very, tight-lipped, especially about the We don't want nothing in return. Just justice. Fratello.
Understood. The thing that would really help expedite all of this, I'm going to call you Oberyn because this is a personal matter, obviously.
Thank you.
The one thing that we could use a right of investigation, some sort of legitimate thing to help us get into places. We just tried to talk to Oberyn, the guy who runs this place, the place where
Gunther,
Tello was staying. We tried to get in, and obviously we can't because we don't have any legitimate paperwork to say that we're licensed to investigate. Now, obviously,
I could help. Gunther will let me in. I'm a guard, part of the guard, so I've got
you were his friend.
Privileges. I even I know I haven't used it, but got a key to the room, so we don't need to worry about much. Trying to
that'll help a lot.
The lock. It's in its effects.
Do you know if Tylo had any family in town?
Not that I know. No, he came from up north near Saint Tilo. In the like. At least that's where we were mustered from. I think he might have been. I think his family might have been in Barnay. But not much chance you'll get much information from there right now with all the war going on.
That's fair. We just wanted to see if we could maybe get a right from them, because as we've learned, it seems that if we have permission from the family, we can do this kind of investigating. But if they're in Barnay, that's not something we can get in a reasonable amount of time.
No, but no, we're willing to help however we can. I can pull some strings, keep things quiet like if you need it. It's fine. We're all us here. We don't want to.
We don't want to get any of you in trouble either, because obviously if it ever comes back to you, the lady will not be very happy. So
we can keep it. Don't worry, we can keep things quiet if need be. I can get you in the room.
You have his personal effects, if I understand it correctly.
I had what he had on him. Just not much.
Can I take a look? You can have it back.
I can I could bring them later. I don't have them with me right now. I could show you. If I don't know if it'd help much. I don't know if it's a bit too overt, but I got a little. The old guard in the tower. I accompanied the corporal a few times. They know me. If you need to get in, maybe might be able to help you with that.
That
Captain there is a bit of a hard ass, but I think he'd want this dealt with quick too, probably.
I have that would be a very much last line of questioning type action, I think, here. But
right.
If it comes up, we'll be sure to let you know, Oberyn.
Yeah. And yeah, you see he's like barely holding back tears a lot while he's very heavily affected by this.
I'm going to offer him a handkerchief.
Yeah, he takes it. Kind of like wipes it. Like away a couple of stray tears here and there.
Ashen looks back. What was the room like when you found him?
I wasn't in the room. They had found him. They'd called out, through the normal messenger. And wasn't me who got him. It's another person on patrol. They called us. After everything, he was the back of a wagon, and I took him in to the mourner's hall after everything had been reported.
Okay. All right. Jeska's gonna reach out and put her hand on over his shoulder. It's okay. We'll do this. We'll get Talos some justice. We'll get you closure. We'll do it. Just don't worry. Just keep that spine in your steel. Your shoulders straight. You got this.
Like a brother to me, he was.
You got it. Don't worry.
We've heard a lot about his character. That remark. What? Can you give me an example of what he did for you? Newton tried to say. Newton trying to sound.
And Ashen, what did you want as well?
I just wanted to make sure that nobody was particularly paying attention or anything.
No, it's just an average day. People are walking down the street and everything. Nobody's really paying attention to like two guards just standing next to an alleyway. It's,
it's normal day.
Pretty normal. Past that, if anything, they'd expect there to just be people getting beat down in the alleyway or something like that. So they probably just want to avoid it. But no, he said you asked that, and he goes, "He was the only one that really looked out for me. My best friend."
Something. A little thing. I hear that, sharing fond memories, gives good closure. And I want to, scrutinize this as he talks. I want to, I'm trying to work out if this is all false.
Yeah, no, go ahead and make a...
Where was that roll earlier?
Go ahead and make a... You're just trying to, gauge, not necessarily interrogate or anything. You're just trying to gauge.
I'm just trying. I just want to detect if he's lying.
Plus 30 on this. Scrutinize plus 30.
As in easy for me.
As in plus 30 easy. Yes.
Oh fuck. Okay, so that is.
Please tell me your target's over 100, because that would be hilarious if it was.
Plus with a plus 13, no, that means my target is a 95.
Close.
And down card, you got a 96.
And I got a 14.
No, it was a crit fail.
I got
99.
Got a 14, so that is 8 degrees of success.
Yeah, Sergeant Gellericht, he seems to be far and away the most sorrowful of the mourning soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can tell, and if you kind of try and prod him a little bit on speaking more on Tillo, he tries to, but he just breaks down racking sobs, which seem very, very
I since I still have my hand on his shoulder, I'm going to pull him in for a hug. Very professional, not just one hand on the back, just trying to keep his face away from the entrance of the.
So people's opinion of him are genuine, but we'll have to continue this next time because we're over time.
Yeah, for this mystery, for this investigation.
None of it makes sense. He's a guard. Why do people like him so much?
He's a guard with money that everyone likes, that's going out of his way to do things. There's something else.
Yeah, no, there's something weird
He
going.
came in from the north with everybody else, but anyway. Guys, we are going to be leaving this here, so have a wonderful...
Sounds like it's a mystery.
The only thing we've got left to do is say goodbye and also thank the people who have been here. So thank you to Commissar Roach for writing and GMing this campaign. We've also been joined by the lovely Discourse Miniatures, Surelyonlymikey, UtariOnzo, Rival Zone Gaming, and Red Moogle. I've been Midgeman. This has been the Component Cast, and we will see you next week. Not for this, but for something rather special. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.